And we are live. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the long-awaited return of the Giza Wrestling Report. This is episode 8. I have a very special guest on with me. You know, he's one of the best YouTubers out there. I got Dalyxman in the house. Dalyxman, it is great to have you back on for the Giza Wrestling Report.
Well, you know, since you gave me that amazing intro, I don't know how I'm going to follow that up, but let me see if I can try. What's up, YouTubers? It is your boy, Dalyxman, and I'm here with Daniel with a Giza Report, episode 8. And ladies and gentlemen, you know how we do things. We are live here on YouTube. Yes, sir. I cannot wait to get started with the podcast. Guys, you know how it is. We do it on here. We talk about wrestling, guys. We're going to be talking about all kinds of topics. I hope you guys get involved in the live chat and the comments afterward. And of course, I'm going to let Daniel here carry the stick here. I'm just going to be in the background to, you know, give my thoughts here and there. But you take it away, man. What are we doing first?
Thanks, Alex. All right, so you guys know how this works. The links to all of the articles can be found down below in the description box, and they're from WrestleZone.com. And I want to get this right up front out of the way. I apologize for my pathetic voice. I've been sick the past 3 days. I'm doing the best I can. I got tea in front of me, so I'm going to get through this one way or the other. If I lose my voice by the end of this, hell, it was worth it. But I just wanted to get that up front.
Well, don't worry, Daniel. You're the Iron Man of the YWC, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get through it. Yes. You know how this guy does it, guys. Be sure to subscribe, by the way, and like the video if you could.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. So, are you ready to talk about one of the top news items of the week? This was huge news, and I know you already covered it and I covered it, but I had to bring it up again. Kurt Angle is going into the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. Baby, it's true.
Shocking?
It's damn true. Yeah.
Alex was excited. I was excited. I couldn't believe this. You know, I'm from Pittsburgh, so, you know, that's even better. It's like the hometown boy, the guy that broke his freaking neck in the 1996 Olympics. He's coming home to the WWE. And now that we've had a week to gather and collect our thoughts, you know, this is just great. I mean, what a headliner. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, I thought maybe we'd see Kurt make a return, but I didn't even think the Hall of Fame. And then, boom, we get the news last Monday. Alex, you know, I know you made a video, but just to reiterate on your thoughts, you know, that you made in that video, what do you think about Kurt going into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, well, I think, man, it's about damn time. We have so many people that haven't even gone into the Hall of Fame yet, besides Kurt Angle, that blows my mind. You know, WWE likes to sit and say that their Hall of Fame is the most legit, is the most prestigious Hall of Fame in wrestling. And although kind of it is, because it's the only one, just saying, it is one of those things where, okay, if you are a Hall of Fame, shouldn't this guy and this girl and this guy and this person be in the Hall of Fame? And Kurt Angle, I think, has been on everybody's list for a long time. And honestly, you can't have a Hall of Fame without Kurt Angle. Let me say that again. You cannot have a Hall of Fame without a two-time All-American and two-time NCAA champion, the man who won the gold medals with his broken freaking neck, one of the only people to win all major championships in his first year. Okay, IC championship, European championship, and the world championship, let alone be Mr. King of the Ring. When I put that in there, 2000. Yep. Has some of the greatest matches with some of the best wrestlers out there. I mean, let's name them: Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Kane, Hulk Hogan, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, Eddie Guerrero. I mean, who else would you have in the Hall of Fame that personifies everything that is amazing, everything that is great about the WWE, than Kurt Angle, than the Olympic hero, your Olympic hero? My friend Daniel, I'm telling you, man, I am excited, I am happy, and I am proud to see Kurt Angle in the Hall of Fame. Yes, sir.
Now, you know, I'm going to ask you this question. So since we know he's coming back for the Hall of Fame, do you think 1 week from now, 1 week, and we will see this man step into the ring at the Royal Rumble? I think there's a possibility if he can clear the medical test. That's what I've been reading. If he can get that passage, why not?
I mean, it's one of those things where you kind of have an opportunity here to not only make the Royal Rumble even more awesome than what it is now. We'll get into that in a second. Oh, yeah. But you also have an opportunity to bring back a man that fans have been dying to see in the WWE since he left. You know, I think when Kurt Angle left WWE and spent literally the majority of his career in TNA, think about that.
Wow.
Kurt Angle spent most of his career in TNA than in WWE. Although his career was made in WWE, he spent more time in TNA than in WWE. And I think that, my friends, is scary. I'm not going to say it's sad, but it really does make me feel good that he has come home, because this is Kurt Angle's home. This is where he became the Olympic gold medalist. And I think if you're going to have anybody enter the Royal Rumble, why not Kurt Angle? Honestly, why even enter the Royal Rumble and stop there? Why not just come back for one last run?
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Man, think about all the people who can wrestle, man. Look at all the people that he has the opportunity to have great matches with today in WWE. There's a whole list of them.
Yep. You know, I mean, Rollins, Rusev, you know, Owens, AJ, you can rekindle that feud, Samoa Joe. They had a great rivalry in TNA. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on.
Cesaro, Neville, Sheamus even. I like to see Sheamus versus Kurt Angle. Fuck, man, let's go. Let's just unpackage it all. And we're not even talking about people who haven't even came up from NXT yet. Shinsuke Nakamura. We can do Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle again. We can do Ty Dillinger. There's so many people we can have Kurt Angle wrestle and have him just make everybody look like superstars. And that, my friends, is why Kurt Angle being in WWE is the right move. Because anywhere else Kurt Angle could be is good. But anywhere else but WWE, I don't think would be beneficial, because Kurt Angle in WWE is where he needs to be, is where he belongs. And I'm excited to see what happens, especially at the Royal Rumble. I'm going to have my fingers crossed, thinking that this guy is definitely going to surprise the audience, get that massive pop that he deserves, and have at least one good run before he calls it a day.
And then even after he retires, think of the amount of knowledge that this man knows to help train the next. He would be a great fit at the Performance Center. Oh my God. Can you imagine Kurt down there helping those guys and girls? You know, I couldn't think of anybody better, you know?
Ah, man. I'm excited. He's so many things he can contribute with. On screen, off screen.
General man. Oh my God. You know what? I'd love to see them boot Stephanie, get Steph and Mick out of there, make Kurt Angle the GM of Raw. You know, if he's retired, we need a good GM figure on that show. I'm sick to death of the Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon show.
Everybody is sick to death of the Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon show. I think Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon are sick to death of the Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon show. God, Raw sucks. We're going to get to Raw in a second.
Do we have to?
We kind of have to, because this is your podcast, so it's how it works.
Talking about.
Man, but Kurt Angle's good to have him back. I'm excited to see what happens with him.
Yes, it is. So with that, let's switch gears here. A little bit of a sad news this week. As you all know, WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka passed away this week. And as I have here in front of me, the statement that says Snuka is regarded by many as the pioneer of high-flying offense because of his Superfly splash from the top turnbuckle, his dive off the top of the steel cage onto Don Morocco at MSG, as hundreds of flashbulbs went off, will live forever as one of the most memorable moments in WWE history. WWE extended its condolences to Snuka's family, friends, and fans. Alex, how did you feel about this one? Because knowing, his past and, the controversy that was there. I mean, this one was kind of, I don't really know how I felt about this one,
Well, Daniel, this is one of those situations where, as wrestling fans, either side you're on is wrong. Let me tell you why. You're going to have those people that love, admire, and cherish Jimmy Snuka for what he's done for the wrestling business, all his contributions, all his great matches, and all the stuff that he's done that influenced greats like Mick Foley and Edge and others to do what they do today. Then you got those who think he should be banned, who think he should be ignored or given the Crispin Wall treatment because of what he done 3 decades ago. Yeah, allegedly what he done 3 decades ago. The murder of a loved one of his. And it's, it's one of those things where me personally, I'll do what I do. I'll give him respect for what he's done. But that's all I'm going to do, because I kind of feel like at this point, Jimmy Snuka's name, it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's in that realm of you either love him or you hate him, you're not on either side. You can't be both. You can't be
No.
both. You gotta love him or you gotta hate him. It's so controversial at this point that probably is best to just not talk about him. Unfortunately, it's sad that that's how we're gonna remember him, as someone that had a great career, but there's always that asterisk next to his name. Yep. Probably killed somebody, and it hasn't been proven. It hasn't.
I mean, he couldn't stand trial. He was it was weird. I don't know if you followed, heard about the case and how it went cold for happened 30 years ago and they didn't investigate. I mean, that's a whole nother rabbit hole that you can go down. But there are mysterious circumstances behind what happened that night in Allentown, PA. But you're right. You couldn't have said it better yourself. Like you said, respect, what he did inside the ring, but there's always that asterisk next.
And I gotta be honest with you, Daniel. As much as I like to call myself a wrestling encyclopedia, it's kind of hard for me to have strong feelings for Jimmy Snuka simply because he was in wrestling when I wasn't watching it. Sure. He's past my time. Because I grew up during the Attitude Era, the greatest era in wrestling, of course. But it's just gotta put that out there. But it is one of those things where I feel bad that I can't talk more about him because I didn't grow up with Jimmy Snuka. I know who he is.
Sure.
Who doesn't know who he is? Every wrestling fan knows who Jippy Superfly Snuka is, or at least know of him and what he's done. So all I can really say is it's tragic that his life ended with this asterisk next to his name. However, that does not take away from what he's done for wrestling. And that's the same thing that goes for other people that have had tragic endings to their lives, but you can't take away what they did for wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't have said it any better myself. Anything else you want to add before we move on to the next topic here?
Rest in peace, Jimmy Snuka. Woo, baby.
So, guys, I had to throw this one in there. This wasn't from last week, but it was a huge announcement from the week before, and I know you'd probably want to talk about this. WrestleMania 34, baby, is coming back to the Superdome April 8th, 2018. We have the press release here. They're coming back. It's going to be bigger, badder, better than ever. They're going to have, of course, the Hall of Fame ceremony, NXT TakeOver, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown. It's all going to be in New Orleans. I think this is great news. I mean, WrestleMania 30. I don't know about for you. To me, it's one of my favorite pay-per-views that I've ever watched. It was just incredible the way that WWE was able to put on a truly memorable WrestleMania, considering where they were going, heading into that. But 30 to me stands out. It's just from top to bottom. That's a great 4-hour show that I'll never forget. And
it was the last, in my personal opinion, it was the last good, solid, all-around WrestleMania that we've gotten in a long time. It's coming after a long string of forgettable, very blasé, I might even say bad WrestleManias. It's good to have that one WrestleMania that was just like, oh my God, finally a good WrestleMania with a story, long-term booking, and memorable moments. The whole stuff with Daniel Bryan, which was amazing. The streak ending, a lot of stuff with legends like Austin and Hogan, and then The Rock, and then Hogan saying, welcome to the Silver Dome instead of the Superdome. Oh my God, but just a lot of amazing moments and great matches. And yeah, WrestleMania 30 will go down in history as one of the best WrestleManias out there, in my personal opinion. I'm not going to take anything away from it. Can they do it again? That's the question for WrestleMania 34.
Any type of, I know it's a year away, but, long term, any ideas of what matches you could potentially see at WrestleMania 34? Because I could see Nakamura versus Styles happening there. I think Nakamura will be up here by then. And that would be a great showdown. That's one match I'm definitely thinking of.
Daniel, and this is where I have to be Mr. Realism and kind of just look at WWE for what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm at a point with WWE where I completely stopped trying to predict what they're going to do because, honestly, WWE has gone away from long-term storytelling, at least on Raw. SmackDown, I have faith that they'll do it better than Raw will, at least. But an overall perception of WWE, I don't like doing predictions because all the time, maybe not all the time, but 90% of the time, how about that? Every time I do it, it never comes true. When it comes to WrestleMania 34, same thing applies. I would love to sit here and tell you AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, Undertaker's farewell match in the same dome that he lost his streak.
There you go. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Some returns. Maybe you'll get a surprise appearance from Austin, Shawn Michaels, and all of them. Dude, I like to sit here and tell you all of that, but I don't know. I can only tell you what I want to see. Yes. And again, sometimes things I want to see don't happen because, oh, you're an internet mark. You don't know what you're talking about. Right. And, of course, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've just only watched wrestling for over 2 decades now. And, it's just one of those things where I'm just a mark. I'm just a guy that pays money to see you. Exactly. I pay money to see you. Jerk. It's 2-way street. I get that us wrestling. I'm going into a totally different topic altogether.
That's okay.
I'll do my best to bring it full circle. I promise. But I get us wrestling fans get flack for being self-entitled, and there are fans out there that are like that. Oh, I paid for your house. I paid for your car. No, Don't sit there and act like the wrestlers owe you anything, or don't sit there and act like the fans owe you anything because it's a 2-way streak. You give us a great show, we'll pay you money. Nobody owes anybody anything. Shut the fuck up and go about your merry way. And I kind of feel like we're at a point now where the fans in the wrestling business are kind of at a standstill. I don't like it. I kind of hope that one day we get past that and we get to a point where the wrestling shows are centered around what makes the crowd happy, what is going to make the crowd pop, what is going to make the crowd excited, and not around how much money can we get despite the fans not being happy. Raw, I'm looking at you, $173 million. Screw you. But WrestleMania 34, and this is where I'm going to bring it full circle. I look at WrestleMania nowadays, and I don't see it as the granddaddy of them all. I see it as, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but it's a fraternity home for old wrestlers.
Yep.
They use WrestleMania to bring back all these great guys like The Rock and Austin and Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Triple H. I mean, look at WrestleMania this year. Who's headlining it? Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, probably John Cena and Taker, Triple H and Seth Rollins. Oh shoot, Shawn Michaels. Excuse me. I mean, Shawn Michaels versus AJ Styles would be great. I'm just saying, but that would add to the point that I'm making. It's no longer about, okay, who can we make a new star of? Who can we center this show around that's going to make WrestleMania a great show, but at the exact same time, keep the fans that watch it watching.
Yep.
In the future. It's not about that. It's in a vacuum. WrestleMania is now in a big vacuum, and we saw the results of that at WrestleMania 32.
Ugh.
Terrible show. I hate it.
What can you remember from that show? I mean, oh my God, don't even get me started.
Other than Shane McMahon trying to kill himself.
Yeah, but it's just like, otherwise that show, that's the other problem. They need to limit the length. I know they're not going to, because everything has to be bigger and badder and better. Yet the show was too long. You burned out your crowd. You burned out the audience that was watching at my house. I was literally like falling asleep. It was, remember, 11:45 and this show was still going on. My God. I mean,
now I do want to address this too, because I want to thank Ultra Shadow in the live chat for bringing this up. The idea that it's come back to WrestleMania too soon. New Orleans having WrestleMania again. I'll tell you what, you could argue it's been too soon. Like, I would like to see WrestleMania in other parts of the world, and I do mean world, like the UK. It'd be nice if we can get the UK. Imagine WrestleMania in Tokyo.
Ooh.
1 year.
Why not? It's on the network now. You're not really I don't get, like, the argument before was pay-per-views, and the time. Who gives a shit about the time? You could air it at 3 o'clock. Like, I had no problem with the UK tournament this past week, which was phenomenal, by the way. Aired at 3. I know people complained, but you know what? It was live for the UK. What's wrong with airing WrestleMania at 3? It's a 4-hour show anyway. So you know what? I think that'd be better.
Thank you. And that's the beauty of having a network. You don't have to be constrained to the pay-per-view network, pay-per-view times anymore. You have your own times.
Sure.
And the fans will watch it. You want to know why? Because they bought your network.
$9.99.
$9.99. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, bringing it back to WrestleMania 34, I don't want to get my hopes up too much about WrestleMania, because over the last few years, especially WrestleMania 31 and 32, they haven't given me much hope about WrestleMania unless the crowd completely puts them in the corner, or unless they are put in the corner. CM Punk leaves, the crowds get completely ambitious and start hijacking shows and just put WWE in a corner where they had to make a good show. Unfortunately, that's where we are right now in WWE. When it comes to WrestleMania, I'm in a wait and see basis, dude, and that's where I am with WrestleMania 34.
Because I know the last 2 years of Mania build have been shit. I'm sorry, it's been garbage. Like, just the level of excitement. I know I wasn't looking forward to 32. 31, hell no. 30 was the last one I was truly going in. Like, going in, the build was good, and we were excited for that show. And that was, what, 3 years ago?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm hoping this year will be good. At least SmackDown can be good. Raw, we'll get there. Trust me.
And you know what, dude? This is not on the script here. I do want to bring up a WrestleMania match that everybody's talking about. And I do want to talk to you about that too. How do you feel about Cena and Taker happening at WrestleMania?
Oh, man. I'd like to see it. I really would.
Okay.
Because to me, I mean, I know they fought before, but I still think, it would have been better with the streak on the line. Obviously, that's when you should have done it. But still, I think it's two of the biggest. And if it would be Taker's last match, add that stipulation on there. And if he loses, he's done. Boom. There you go.
Well, and let me just stop you right there, because I think when people complain about Taker versus Cena, me in particular, they always go on the whole idea that, well, you're just mad because your favorites are, getting a shot at Taker, which is not the case. It's not even the fact that Cena and Taker have wrestled before. I'm not someone that complains about someone having multiple matches. My complaint and my biggest issue with WWE nowadays is, what is the story and what is this going to do for you afterwards? In my personal opinion, you do Cena and Taker at WrestleMania, I'm sorry, like, Taker won't be there on Raw the very next day. I see him leaving. And okay, Cena beats Taker, then or Taker beats Cena. What now?
All right,
great. And that's just it. And that's why I made a video about it. And I said, look, if you're going to do Cena and Taker, I need to know that there's going to be a story going on after this. I would love if we do Cena and Taker, and this is me, putting the fancy booking hat on and kind of get my hopes up, which I know is probably not going to happen. But John Cena goes into WrestleMania as champion, but then he's a heel.
Ooh.
A heel John Cena going against a Taker at WrestleMania for the championship. Then that's a match I want to see. One, because first off, it's something new, it's something fresh. We haven't seen that element of those two in that environment. I've never seen John Cena work with Taker as a heel. But then you have something to work off of. If Cena does beat Taker in that particular case, he would. All right, now we have Cena as champion, beat Taker at WrestleMania. Now he has the accolade of, I'm one of the only people that beat Taker at WrestleMania. Now I'm really the face that runs the place. Now you have that heel element to him. Now you can use that to help build new people like who's a face on you can maybe trade in Rollins, or maybe trade in a Cesaro on SmackDown to really put them over with Cena as a heel. Turn AJ Styles face, do that. Samoa Joe versus Cena would be awesome. There's a feud I'd love to see. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Cena would be awesome. There's so many things you can do with that element of the story. But as it goes right now, it's just Cena and Taker.
Well, I just remembered, isn't Cena leaving to take time off too?
Yes, he is. There you go. There you go. So now it's really just going to be a vacuum. It's going to be in a vacuum now. So everybody that's saying it's a once in a lifetime match where Cena and Taker are going to have a match at WrestleMania, I'm sitting there going, look, if you want to sit here and say that you're looking forward to it, that's great. I understand. I am not going to sit here and tell anybody that you can't enjoy a match. If it happens, I hope you guys enjoy it. For me personally, if there's no story and there's no purpose to it, I'm not going to be invested in it. It's just going to be a Cena and Taker match. That's just a Cena and Taker match.
Now, what about these two matches? I would like to see the Demon versus the Dead Man, Balor versus Taker. Now, what do you think of that?
Once again, first off, I like that match better than Cena versus Taker because it's a fresh match. And there's that Demon versus Dead Man, underworld, otherworldly kind of element to it as well. I would love to see how that plays out. But it all depends on the story that it has. Finn Balor could win. Again, it's one of those things, because Taker lost the streak, you can't just have people say, we're going to fight Taker anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There has to be more of a reason.
Thank you. I have to have a reason to want to get invested in it. But what you can do with Finn Balor, like, turn him heel and have him try to make a name for himself by beating Taker.
Balor Club, form them right there. Have them help.
There you go. Balor Club.
It's born. There's your heel group. Boom.
Bam. Then have Balor come back and go for the championship. And there you go. That's your story. Now I want to see the match. You got me.
Or here's another one. Taker versus Corbin.
Ooh, that's new.
See?
Huh.
Young guy. You get something out of it. What if Corbin wins? Now he's the new, what does he call him? This is my yard. What does Undertaker always says? It's like, this is his yard. Well, now this is Corbin's yard. If he beats the Undertaker, you can run with that. You could really build Corbin up as something special.
And actually, I appreciate you bringing up Baron Corbin because I think he's somebody that's extremely underrated. Extremely underrated.
He's improving every day. Every week I see him.
And that's a testament to SmackDown, and we'll get into SmackDown later on. I won't talk about SmackDown yet, but Baron Corbin, when he was on Raw, absolute nobody, was on the pre-shows with Dolph Ziggler every single month. Now that he's on SmackDown, main event the show, and you believe it.
Sure, I buy
Baron Corbin. I buy him. He's awesome.
Oh my God. So there's just two matches right there that Balor versus Taker is actually my number one match that I want to see Taker have this year. I just think there's so much potential you can get out of that. I really do.
Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to, of course, WrestleMania 34, but WrestleMania in general?
In general right now, I just give me a good show, please. That's all I ask.
That's all we ask for. Man, if WWE would just focus on giving us good shows all the time, I promise you, dude, there would be less people complaining nowadays.
That's it. I don't want to complain. I want to sit down and watch the show. But if it's bad, as I say, I'm not going to say this was great. Why would I sugarcoat shit?
Man.
It's funny. And I know those JBL comments keep coming. I keep hearing them over and over in my mind. I'm like, don't even get me started on that video. Ooh, that was.
Oh, we'll get to that when we can talk about Raw. We can.
Yep. Oh, absolutely, we can. It's coming up. So, anything else you want to say before we go into the next topic at hand?
Nah, man. Let's move on.
This is another interesting article that I found. It was from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and it's about several top NXT stars that are being termed somewhat imminent for their debuts on Raw or SmackDown Live. And this is the class. It's apparently from the Terry Taylor class at the Performance Center. This is the class that grooms these NXT talents who are being considered for somewhat imminent on Raw or SmackDown. Here's the list of names, and we'll just, discuss what we think. TM61, but obviously one of them is out with injury, so you could probably take them off the list. Hideo Itami, Cassius Ohno, Elias Sampson, Ty Dillinger, Alexander Wolf, Andrade Cien Almas, Tag Team Champions Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and NXT Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. Do you want to discuss that, or do you want me to keep going? Because there's a little bit more.
It's funny that you mentioned certain people on this list. One person that stood out to me was Shinsuke Nakamura, because I've always thought, and this is just my opinion, I've always thought Shinsuke Nakamura was main roster ready the moment he came into WWE.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm happy they started him on NXT because the main roster would not have used him as good as NXT has used him.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so I'm happy that he started on NXT so he can get used to the American or WWE style that he's wrestling in. So that's a good thing. Unfortunately for me, I don't see him moving up from NXT anytime soon because really there's nothing for him on the main roster. Even if he started on SmackDown, like, who's he going to feud with?
That's
Just
true.
saying. Why would you blow off AJ Styles and Shinsuke this early? You want to save that for later.
Yes.
Another person that stood out to me was Cassius Ohno, who recently returned, by the way. Good to have Chris Hero back. He might be moved up quickly. I think he's going to probably have maybe one or two matches go to at least to Brooklyn again this year and then just move right up because I do think he's been main roster ready like Shinsuke before he even got to NXT. Sure. Now, you got Ty Dillinger, who I don't know if he's coming up as soon as people think he is. I think people are expecting him to debut at number 10.
Oh, that would be... It just writes itself. There it is.
And the Royal Rumble. Man, that's perfect. Perfect 10, by the way. But I don't know. I don't think he's coming up anytime soon. I think he should stay on NXT just a little bit longer. I'm not saying keep him down there. I want to see Ty Dillinger have an NXT championship feud. if that makes sense.
Even a short run, I think, would be good. You know,
I don't care if it's a short run. I don't care if he never wins it. I just want to see a feud. You know?
Yeah.
Bobby Roode would be a perfect foil for him.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to the NXT championship match next Saturday, because I have predictions coming up very soon. I'm going to predict something that people aren't expecting. I'm going to save it, but it does tie into Ty Dillinger. So I do think he's going to stay on NXT for a little bit longer for his own good. But yes, he will be on the main roster very soon. He has to be at this point. Everywhere you go, 10 chance. All you hear is 10 chance. He's over. Oh, he's over like a mofo. Overseas too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Everybody else, Hideo Itami, I love him. Great talent. Should be NXT champion by now. You've heard the rumors that Finn Balor was not supposed to win the championship against Kevin Owens in 2015. That was supposed to be Hideo Itami, but he got hurt. Unfortunately, because of that injury, Hideo has not been given a lot of opportunities. So we'll see what happens when he comes back. I do expect him to get one more shot at that championship. We got to see Shinsuke versus Hideo Itami. We got to.
Man. Yes.
We got to.
Agree.
We have to before he even moves up. But in terms of him moving up very soon, I don't know. I think they might keep him down just a little bit longer than that. Everybody else you can give or take. You already talked about TM61. I don't know about Elias Sampson as much. I like him as a heel character, but
he's okay. I just feel like he's missing something.
Right, he's a little green, and that's what I was getting ready to say. He's a little green inside the ring. Something tangible is missing from him. I think you need to work on him a little bit more.
Sure.
Andrade Cien Almas, I love ever since he turned heel. When he was a babyface, he was bland, he was boring, he did not connect. But the moment he turned heel, it was like, and I think he felt it too when he attacked Cedric Alexander and on the ramp. He stuck his head back and held his tongue out like, oh my God, I'm free. Yes. Personality. I can be me now. Ever since he turned heel, he's been amazing. I love his work, and I want to see what he can do. If they move him up, great. Let's keep him on NXT just a little bit longer.
Sure.
Just a little bit longer. Who did I miss? Oh, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Let me say this right now. Be prepared for one of the greatest feuds in NXT history when these two break up. You hear me?
Man. Yeah, we haven't even gotten there yet. That's coming. I know it's coming. The turn is coming.
Oh my God. You can sense it. Like, I'm scared that it might happen at NXT TakeOver this next Saturday.
Ooh, I think it might.
Man.
Wow.
Be ready for one of the best feuds to happen in NXT. I promise you. I hope, and this is what I'm saying, I hope it's for the NXT Championship. I do hope. One day.
Yeah,
man,
you
but
could
it's gonna
get
be
there.
awesome.
You could get there.
Wow. But yeah, man, I tell you what, as for the list itself, I mean, it's not a bad class to move up. I just kind of hope some of them stay down there just a little bit longer because
polish them. There's no need to rush them. Look what happened to Dana Brooke. Case in point.
Ooh,
Too early. I'm sorry.
Ooh, Dana.
I like her, but she needs to go back.
I agree. That's all I gotta say. I agree.
Sure.
Oh man, poor Dana. I think ever since Emma got hurt, her stock just dropped.
It did.
Just dropped.
It did.
Oh man. But yeah, not a bad list of people. Just groom a little bit more.
Sure. Now, this next half, this is the group under that class that they aren't considered to be debuting somewhat immediately on Raw or SmackDown, but they are the ones who will be moved up to this next class when top talents are called up. And these are the talents. We got the Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong, Dan Matha, Blake Murphy, The Revival. Surprised me that they're that low. Riddick Moss, Tina Sabatelli, Aleister Black, Tommy End, Big Damo, and Oni Lorcan. And regards to Bobby Roode, he has a deal that is different from other NXT talent. He doesn't trade at the Performance Center. The Observer adds that they may go the same way for Samoa Joe, Eric Young, and Austin Aries, and that explains why they wouldn't be listed in these classes. Any thoughts on this list, this second grouping? I'm really surprised at how low the Revival are. That's my biggest
Oh, man, that was the first thing I was getting ready to say. I'm like, I would think they're number one to come up.
Sure.
Come on now. Like,
what do they got left to do?
Yeah, they had some of the greatest matches in wrestling last year. Their match, against Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, 2 out of 3 falls, NXT
Classic.
Toronto, match of the year. Classic. Exactly. I agree with you.
Wow.
And I sit here and go, like, why don't you want to move them up now? Like, I honestly would be ready to draft him for the draft coming up this year. Like, let's go.
If
Let's
we're going to
move him
have,
up.
who knows when that might be. Vince is probably changing his mind.
I don't know what's getting ready to happen with those, but yeah, I agree. That's pretty low. Everybody else, though, seems about right. Authors of Pain need to have a run with those NXT championships.
Yes.
Roderick Strong, yeah, he needs to stay down there a little bit longer because he needs to build a personality.
He just got there, no need to rush him. Let him establish himself and see how he connects with the fans, and you go from there.
Right, but like I said, though, he still needs to build, and this is something I've always felt he's missed, even in ROH and PWG and wherever he wrestled. He's not the kind of person known for a personality. He's always been known for what he's done inside the ring. Great wrestler, but that's not going to get you by in WWE.
Nope.
You need to have a personality. You must have a personality. And I'm a bit worried about Strong and his longevity in WWE if he doesn't get one. So, yeah, he needs to stay down there and build that personality. Just saying.
All right.
As for everybody else, take it or leave it. The only person I really can't wait for to come up, other than the Revival, I guess Tommy End, Aleister Black.
Okay. Do you know? I don't really know that much about this guy.
Okay. I would really suggest to those who know nothing about Tommy End, first off, please check out his matches in PWG. Some of the best stuff that you'll see.
Okay.
But the best way to describe him, he's a martial artist. He likes to do kickboxing, mixed with a lot of high flying. He's I wouldn't say he is a strong style kind of Kota Ibushi. Kind of, you know what I'm saying? That kind of kickboxer. Yeah. He has his own style to him. It's very unique. Very good in the microphone, by the way. I want to put that out there. Just check out his work. Check him out because he's going to debut this year very soon in NXT. You might actually end up liking him. You know?
I look forward to seeing what he's got to offer. So it'll be another good addition to NXT. All right, you ready for some downer news? It's time for the injury report. We got a couple ones here, as you know. There's always injuries. It happens, It's a new year, so we got some new injuries to report. Tajiri was the first one announced on this list. He suffered a right knee injury and is not currently medically cleared to compete. The Japanese buzzsaw was injured during a recent NXT TV taping. So that's all we have at the moment. That sucks.
It happens. And you know what? His injury apparently isn't that bad. He'll probably be back in a couple of months. So.
Awesome. Ready for the next one?
The other one, though. Ooh.
Darren Young. Not good. He suffered an elbow injury at of all things, the freaking main event tapings that nobody cares about. Yeah, what a shitty place to suffer an injury. This past Monday night, preliminary diagnosis, if I could say the word, indicates that Young will be out of action for up to 6 months. So not good news for making Darren Young great again. I mean, what happened with that? Weren't they supposed to make him great, and then they just, I guess.
Well, they stuck him with Titus O'Neil, and he bombed. So,
oh, Titus. Oh, God.
Titus O'Neil is following me on Twitter too, so I should probably be quiet. Anyways,
Titus is a great guy. It's what he's scripted to say that sucks ass. No offense, Titus, but you're material.
I think Titus knows. I think everybody in WWE knows.
Batista knows. Remember, he called them out for the way. But yeah.
Let me get to Darren Young here. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think his days are numbered. I think his number is up. Yeah. I think soon we might be seeing Darren Young on the the chopping list, because I just think he's had too many injuries, man, and too many opportunities to get over and way too many chances to really establish himself. And I think WWE is looking at him and going, we could be using this money to pay other people, And sure. I hate it. I hate that Darren Young is one of those guys that just came into WWE at the wrong time. He should have gotten over with the Nexus angle. Primetime Players was a lucky shot. He did get over a little bit, but it got to a point where they just stopped caring about the tag team, and so
I don't get that. Remember, they split them up, then they came back together, then they split them up again for no reason. Like, where the hell is the continuity?
I think Primetime Players would do better on SmackDown. Just saying.
I'd love to see him back. I still would.
it's just, to me, at this point, Darren Young just hasn't connected. He hasn't. He's had opportunities to connect. Bad booking whatsoever has stopped him from doing it. It just hasn't happened. And I think WWE is looking at him and going, it's a waste of space. So don't be shocked if you hear that Darren Young will be released from his contract soon. Just saying. But with that said, I heard the injury is going to put him out for 6 months.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a long time to at least be able to relax, rehab, get better, and then maybe come back with something to probably at least give him another chance to get in that spotlight, because he can do it. It's just WWE has to want to give him a chance.
He's stuck on Raw, so you know what that means.
He's doomed. Let's just say it. He's doomed. He is done.
He's in purgatory, somewhere in that middle of the second half of the show, you know, where nobody really cares. But it's just like, throw him out there. Who cares? We're getting to Raw. Don't worry. We're building up to it.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
So let's talk about, here's some positive news. Hideo Itami, I am ready. He's coming back. There you go. Who's excited?
I hope he comes back at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. He should, you know.
Maybe to establish that he's the next challenger to Nakamura.
Why not? Damn it. Tell you what, man. Here's the match I want to see. Let's just do
There
it.
It is. Boom.
Maybe
you know?
Yeah.
Why not? Because Nakamura, you know, he's going to, I think he obviously get the better reaction between Itami and him. You know, Nakamura is just great reactions. Great. He's over. And I'm not saying Hideo 8, but I think he would work better in the heel role if he's going up against Nakamura.
Oh, when he's no nonsense, I don't give a shit. Hideo Itami, watch out. Watch the fuck out. And Kenta, if you want to call him by his indie name, was a heel. You know, he worked a lot of his career as a heel. So, and not just one of those cheat, you know, cowardly chicken shit heels. No, he was just a badass, I don't give a shit about anybody or anything kind of heel. That's what he needs to be. You know, so watch him turn heel and get more reactions as a heel than a babyface because it's NXT.
Yeah. Oh man, I could see that happening. I definitely could. Speaking of,
there you go, dude. Great idea. I love it.
Like I said, off the top of my head, boom, you go with it. So I got a nice segue here. You said reaction. Well, let's talk about a heated altercation that happened with Randy Orton with a fan prior to a WWE live event. I'm sure you already heard this, but this was really interesting. Here we go. WWE star Randy Orton had an altercation with a fan prior to last night's WWE live event in Jonesboro. The altercation reportedly took place at a gym where a WWE fan was working out. The report notes the fan named Anthony Martin spotted Randy Orton also working out at the gym and asked Orton if he could get a picture with him. I approached him by myself and said, "Can I get a picture with you?" Martin said. He gave me a fist bump. That's pretty cool. And replied, "Sorry, I can't hear you," pointing to his earphones. We went our separate ways. Martin said he then decided to snap a picture of Orton from across the room, which angered Orton. He saw me snap the picture and came up to me, got in my face and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "No goddamn pictures. Are you fucking stupid?" Martin said. I said, "No, you said you couldn't hear me." Cody Halstead is one of Martin's friends who was at the gym with him. He told NEA Report what he saw transpired. Orton said, "I can't hear you, bro," and walked away. Halstead said Anthony walked back and took a picture anyways, and then Randy came over to Anthony, grabbed his hand, and was belittling Anthony, pretty much was saying, "Mother F for this, mother F for that." The report adds, Orton eventually calmed down and told the men to enjoy their workout before leaving. So while I get my voice back, Alex, what do you think about this?
Well, this is one of those situations, guys, where you have to learn to respect the wrestlers and their privacy. You know, Randy Orton wasn't working. You know where you can meet Randy Orton and take pictures? When it's time to meet Randy Orton, take pictures at events. You know, when he has autograph signings, when he's doing the backstage stuff, get you a backstage pass. He can take as many pictures as you want in those environments. But here, when he's in the gym, working out, headphones over his head, by the way. I want to put that out there. Headphones over his head. Leave him the fuck alone. Okay? And people want to get on Randy Orton for him to have his outbursts, which should he have reacted the way he did.
Maybe a little excessive, you could say.
He overreacted, in my personal opinion. He did. But I think even he would admit that he overreacted. He apologized. I know he didn't apologize, but I'm pretty sure he would. But regardless, he said no pictures.
Yep.
You know, he asked him, and then he said, "Sorry, man. So why would you take a picture anyways?"
You kind of know what you're getting into there. You know, when he says no pictures, he even pointed at his earphones. You know, I'm kind of with Orton on this one because when I go to the gym, I have my music on. I'm blasting it. I'm clanging and banging. I don't like anybody coming up to me, really, you know, talking and bothering me because I'm at the gym for a reason. Like Orton was. We're there to work out. Leave me alone.
That's it.
You know, just leave him alone, and then you wouldn't have had a problem.
No, Randy Orton calmed down and said, "Enjoy your evening." Sure. I would shudder to think if he did that to somebody that was more violent. Ooh. You know, we're talking about people in wrestling. Now, back in the day, if you did that to a Bruiser Brody or Ric Flair or anybody else that told you not to take pictures and you did it anyways, you would have got a bone broken. You would have got some kind of bone snapped. Yep. Just saying. Randy Orton was at least able to keep his temper under control to a point where the man didn't get hurt, where he didn't hurt the man. And Randy Orton, I think at some point has to be, you have to give him some credit. You know, he has to be praised for at least how he handled the situation. Because I do think the fan, in my personal opinion, probably could have received a lot more punishment than he did.
Oh, yeah.
And he would not be, Orton wouldn't be in the wrong because Orton told you not to take a picture and you did it anyways. So it's kind of like,
stupid idiot.
You stupid idiot. You're going to get it. Yes. I'm just saying, man. I hate when fans do that. It goes back to what we talked about earlier. The whole self-entitlement. Oh, I paid for your car. I paid for your house. No, you dumbass. You paid to see a wrestling show and you got it. Shut the fuck up. Mind your own business. Nobody owes anybody anything. You know what I'm saying? Just
exactly.
I get it. I get it. We complain. I complain. But if you give me a good show, I don't complain.
Boom.
Okay? There are some fans out there that complain even when they get a good show.
Just to complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get that frustration. But not everybody's like that. You would have less people complaining or giving you a hard time if you give them a good show. Mm-hmm. But in this instance, this guy went too far. What happened to him, I don't feel sorry for.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So let's get into some announcing news because these two articles do tie together. The first one, backstage news on Michael Cole's on-air future with WWE. PW Insider is reporting that Michael Cole has been more interested into transitioning to a behind-the-scenes role with the company. Cole has worked with announcers and worked off camera in some areas of production, so it would be a natural progression. It is unknown when Cole might begin working off camera in a backstage role, but it's been coming up as a possible role in the future. I think this would be great if Cole would transition to, you know, more of a behind-the-scenes role, help prepare the up-and-coming generation of announcers like a Tom Phillips. You know, you got Corey Graves there. We give Morrow more of a chance to shine. I mean, Michael Cole can be good when he doesn't have the 70-year-old out-of-touch owner screaming in his ear. We heard that on the UK tournament. Unfortunately, Alex, you know we're not getting that on Monday nights. So, but I don't know if it would change if somebody else would go in there because it's just going to be Vince screaming in your ear. Yeah. I mean, what do you think?
I completely agree. I am at the point now where I think anybody as the head commentator of Raw is doomed to get the same heat that Michael Cole got over the last decade. And, you know, like you said, seeing Michael Cole work with Nigel McGuinness at the UK tournament, it really opened my eyes to, first off, what a good commentator Cole is and has always been. Yes. When he is not under the influence or being controlled by Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon. And it's so sad. It's so sad when I see people like Michael Cole get bombarded with hate. And you know what? Guilty as charged. I have given Cole so much shit over the last decade, or at least since I've been here on YouTube. You know, I can't really say I'm innocent, but it's kind of hard not to give him heat when the stuff he's done has been horrible. It has been. Unfortunately for him, he can do nothing about that because the horrible shit that he's doing is being told for him to do. It's being told to do. So unless he wants to keep his job, he has to continue doing the horrible shit.
Sure.
So you know what? If Michael Cole is interested in moving away from the desk, all power to him. It's time. I do think at this point in time, you have nothing else to do, man. You've done all you can. I hope he does move away. I do think we need a new face. We need a new voice for WWE. Mauro Ranallo. I'm perfectly fine with that. We need somebody with excitement because Michael Cole has not had excitement for a long time.
But can you blame him on these episodes? I couldn't get excited for this shit.
Did you see him yawning on Raw?
No, because I probably turned the show off by then.
It was so funny. It happened right after a segment that was boring as fuck. I forgot what segment it was.
Yeah.
It was the Alicia Fox promo.
Yeah, I stopped watching.
Yeah, she had a promo, and then you cut to Michael Cole just yawning. I was like, Michael Cole, great. I feel you, man. I'm right there with you. And it really does show you. Well, first off, he was probably yawning because of that the airplane trip. He was probably suffering from jet lag because he had to come straight from the UK tournament right to Raw. But he was probably yawning because the show was boring. The show was boring.
Again. And again.
We're building it up to it. Don't worry. We'll get to Raw in a second.
Oh, boy.
But you know what? Like I said, it is time for him to move off camera. It's time for him to go backstage. It's time for him to be a part of production. Now, did you know that he was helping out with the UK tournament in terms of production?
No, that was the first time I heard about it.
He helped produce the show.
And it was a really good show. You know,
it was Michael Cole. It was Michael Cole, William Regal, and Triple H who produced the show.
Wow, nice.
I'm just saying, like at this point in time, if that's what he, if that's what he wants to do, and if that's what he's good at, which he is apparently, let him do it.
Why not? You know, instead of keeping him in this role that really helps nobody. Let's be honest. You know, doesn't help put the talent over. It doesn't help do this. It just helps put Twitter and all this, the network and all these other, the Subway ad and all this other stupid shit that he has to plug that nobody cares about. I know. Okay, here we go.
It's just like, let's just move on. Let's just.
I literally just had a meltdown. I was literally I felt so bad.
You haven't even gotten Raw yet, dude. Come on, keep it together.
Raw. Why?
Well, let's talk about Jerry the King Lawler, though.
Absolutely. The King is back. He's coming back, folks. It was announced on Talking Smack that Jerry Lawler will be returning to the commentary team at the Royal Rumble, and he will call the 30-man main event match alongside Corey Graves and Michael Cole. What do you think about this three-man booth? King, Cole, and Graves.
I'd be excited if it wasn't on the main roster. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just I love King. I love Lawler. One of the best wrestlers in history.
Absolutely.
Legend in his right. One of the only men to win over 100 championships. I'm not even kidding. Look it up. Over 100 championships. The guy, to me, is one of the best color commentators in the world, if not in history, alongside Jim Ross and just him in general.
Oh, my God.
It's just the idea of these three being controlled by Vince and Kevin Dunn.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's not going to be.
Well, the good thing is Byron Saxton gets to move away.
Thank God. Does anybody care? No.
Byron can go back to NXT because he was better on NXT anyways.
He was fine. Why? He adds nothing. Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but as commentator, adds absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's just he has nothing on Raw. He's perfect on NXT because he can be himself. Mm-hmm. And on NXT, he's tolerable. So there you go. So yeah, I mean, if we're gonna move Byron off and replace him with Jerry the King Lawler, that's an improvement, but it doesn't change the situation as it is. So sorry.
If you have Jerry go out there and be the heel that he was back in the day, which I still think he can do it, but Vince would control him. That's the problem. So I see your point. It wouldn't make much of a difference.
By the way, Lawler on SmackDown with Ronaldo when he was a heel.
I like
people
that.
Don't. I did. People don't seem to remember how good he is as a heel commentator.
Oh, he can be.
When he can be. So unfortunately, when he goes to Raw or when he returns, he's gonna be a face commentator and fuck.
Yeah, we all know what's gonna happen. That's
Raw
okay. At least
sucks.
we know what to expect. But here
All right.
is some. I know you're gonna love this. This is the Triple H, and he confirmed plans for a WWE Women's Tournament. It is happening, folks. It was in this interview with Fox Sports. Triple H, this is what he said. So that's another one of my big kind of passions is to go do that, a women's tournament. And we're down the road a bit. The harder thing now in a changing landscape, I feel sometimes in WWE, like, Tuesday, I'm like, okay, so this is where we're going, right? No, changing it. Yes, on Wednesday morning, you have to call. It's like, we're not doing that anymore. So you look at the landscape and how much it's changed in the last year. NXT takeovers now attached to the Big Four. Raw and SmackDown have split brands and have pay-per-views of their own. And there's more pay-per-views. When you look at the big calendar, where do you stick an event that's changed? You have to look for the space where you go like, do it here? No, that's not good. You have a holiday. Right. So it's really just been a process with the women of us finding the right time and space. This one worked out great with the little gap before Rumble here to fit the UK tournament in, doing it in a shorter time frame, doing it live. The women, we're probably going to do it this summer. It's what I'm hoping. And a lot of women performers just reacted when I said that. But that's the plan anyway. And again, much like the cruisers, it's to go scour the globe and maybe find the girls that are out there doing this that no one's heard of, that no one has seen, that are like these diamonds waiting, and bring them up. And let's see what they can do and entertain people with the tournament. And let them be exposed to this new talent. And at the same time, just massively increase the opportunity, talent pool for us and for everyone, really. Fantastic news. I really am looking forward to.
You know what, man? Let me just go ahead and jump in right here.
Sure.
If the Cruiserweight Classic or the UK tournament is any indication of how good this is going to be, I'm extremely excited. I want to go ahead and throw 3 women names out there. You ready for this?
Hit me.
Candice LeRae, PWG, Johnny Gargano's wife, by the way. Really? So she's definitely going to be able to come in and do some things. Melissa, Cheerleader Melissa. Why not? That's someone like that. I don't know what her contract is with Lucha Underground, but
she's with Lucha. Okay.
Yeah, but we'll have to see it right there. Oh my God, her name just left me. She is a. Oh God, what is her name? Oh man, Dalyxman has had a lot of things on his mind as of lately, guys. So I tend to forget things. If her name comes back to me, Daniel, I'll let you know who it is.
Sure, just
but getting back
to
the yeah. But as of right now, I'm looking forward to the tournament. You best believe that this is going to be one hell of a show. And I cannot wait to see what happens. I cannot wait to see who he brings in, who comes out on top. But I think this is wonderful. I love this because, during a time where WWE wants to put up this whole, look, we're revolutionary because look at the women in the main event. Look, we're revolutionary. And they're just trying to shove it down our throats. And I hate that. Let them be revolutionary because it's revolutionary. Let us say it. Let us say it's revolutionary. Let us say that it's amazing. You don't try to put words into our mouths. What I love about this tournament, Triple H isn't going out and saying, we're revolutionizing the business. No.
Nope.
Here, this is a tournament with women. Hope you enjoy it. That's it. That's all he's saying. And I like that. I love that he's not going out of his way to placate this idea. It's the first women's tournament in WWE history. It's like, God damn it. Shut up. Let us do that. Let us be the ones to say it's great. Let us be the ones to say that it's one of the greatest things in the world. Because that's our job as fans, as people who buy your product, people who consume what you put out. Let us say that. Don't tell us to say it. Don't go out and say that it is, because that's what the moment that they said that this tournament is going to be the greatest in history, they've already put it on a standard that it will not meet, and fans will hate it off the bat.
Absolutely. You don't want to go in with too high standards. If you can't meet those standards, then it's a missed opportunity. Set your standards accordingly. I agree.
Yeah. Evilise, that's who it is. Thank you so much. There you go. Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
No, and that's how it should be when it comes to wrestling. Here's my thing. When it comes to it, yes, you want your shows to be great. Yes, you want your shows to be. The idea is to create the best show possible to get the money and to make the fans come back and want to see more. I got that. Don't go out of your way to say it's great before it even has a chance to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Let the fans decide. Okay? Never ever tell the audience that you are the most amazing thing in the world, because if you're not, it's just gonna make you look like an idiot. You know? Put the product out there and let them do what they want to do with it. And if they want more of it, give them more. Unlike WWE, who puts a product out there, and then when the fans say, we want more, they'll go, you don't want this product. Why don't you take this product? No, but we want that product. No, you should take Roman Reigns. No, we don't want Roman Reigns. No, Roman Reigns is good for you. I'm sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Now, let's stay in the women's tournament. But you get the idea. So I'm looking forward to the tournament. Absolutely.
You know it's going to work because these are the same people that were behind the Cruiserweight Classic and the UK tournament, and it's going to be this I love the sports type vibe. They take this more seriously than you get on the main roster, so I already know it's going to be a success right off the bat because of who is running this show.
I'm excited. By the way, it comes this summer, so look forward to it.
That's a great time, I think, to air it too. Perfect opportunity, you know?
Woo! WWE. Everything about WWE outside the main roster. Okay, SmackDown. Let me try it this way. Everything about WWE outside of Raw is good. Seriously. Everything outside of Raw is good, but Raw is awful, and that's the flagship show. Killing me. Well, guys, I think the way is over. Is Raw next?
We're going to talk ratings, so we might as well, although it's good news. This surprised me. This really surprised me. Raw ratings are in this for this week, and according to the numbers went up. They averaged 3.271 million viewers. This week's number is up from last week's 2.907 million viewership. So here's the hourly breakdown. First hour, which this looks pretty good, 3.519. Second hour,
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. It happens. Second hour, 3.221. Third hour, look at them drop, 3.074.
By the way, who was in the last hour? Just want to go ahead and put that out there. Who was the main event in the last hour? Oh, yeah, Roman Reigns. Just want to... Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. What do you think about these numbers? Surprise? Kind of...
Football season's over. It doesn't shock me. But football season is never an excuse for why you should have low numbers. This is actually not bad. For me, it just once again emphasizes what the problem is. You know goddamn well the only reason this number is high is because of one name. Who is it, Daniel?
Well, if I could yell it, Brock Lesnar.
Right, let me do it for you. Brock Lesnar, and that's what it is. Really, it's Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
Of course you're gonna get numbers, and I have to go on a rant. I was gonna say this for the Raw portion, but you know what? This is a perfect time to do it. We know the only fucking reason Raw has been doing good in numbers is because of all the goddamn legends they've been bringing in. Ever since Raw started this year, look at the people they brought in. First Raw, Goldberg. Second Raw, Taker and Shawn Michaels. This Raw, Brock Lesnar. Next Raw, who is it, Daniel?
Where are we? Goldberg?
We're at Goldberg again. Yeah.
Good.
Goldberg. Again. Probably this time Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. Why the fuck not? It's cheating. It's cheap. It's annoying. And the shows aren't reflecting the numbers because the shows suck. It's the fact that they're bringing a known name. A known name.
Yep.
And it's cheap. They can't keep them. But this is exactly what the problem is with WWE. It's all about what we can do in the moment. Oh, we need ratings now. Oh, we need ratings at this moment. Okay, because guess what? After Goldberg and Brock Lesnar get good numbers for WrestleMania, which they will, because they're Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, those same people that tune in to watch that match or see that feud will not be on Raw or will not be watching WWE for the rest of the year. Why? Because Goldberg and Brock Lesnar will not be there.
Exactly.
So yeah, they're looking at the ratings boost right now and going, "Oh, look, we're cool now. See, Raw is great now. Fuck you, fans." I'm like, okay, yeah, you're good now because you have Brock Lesnar. When he leaves, who's gonna stay? Why not use Brock Lesnar to make the rest of the roster look good?
Because that makes sense. Why would they do that?
Of course it does. God damn it.
Alex, I wanted to bring this up to you. I have the numbers from last year, and I just wanted to throw them out there, and let's do a little comparison. You want to know what they were last year at the same week?
Hey,
Hour
give it to
one,
me.
3.78 million. Hour two, 3.59 million. And hour three, 3.12 million. Notice the difference
Wow.
there?
So this is even lower than what they had last year.
Last year. That's only going back a year. I mean, if you go back another year and another year, I mean, yeah, people watch it on different platforms, but just within a year, I mean, look how much is 3.78 million for that first hour. And they're down. I mean, just look at how much they're down. I mean, there's no football. There's no. What's the excuse? There's always. I love it. There's always an excuse.
There's so many excuses that make no fucking sense, first off. But it's one of those things where all you have to do is just produce a good show. And
They don't want to do that.
Blame. Well, you know what's going to happen? SmackDown's going to kick their ass in ratings soon. I promise you.
I
it
really
did.
do.
We already did it once.
It did it once.
You know?
I'd love to see it do it again. And speaking of,
here's my prediction. This is a strong prediction, but I'm going to say it right now. After WrestleMania, when the Lesnar's and the Goldbergs and the Takers and the Shawn Michaels and all the legends leave, SmackDown will start to kick Raw's ass simply because SmackDown has the better writing. SmackDown has garnered the best faith, the most faith in the audience, and Raw will go back to being shit show because it doesn't care unless WrestleMania is around. You know?
Yep.
So expect SmackDown to start kicking Raw's ass in the ratings more often this year.
I hope. I really hope. You know, it's just like it's so obviously the better show. Clearly, jeez, it's not even funny. But
now is SmackDown always great?
No. But do they ever really have a complete shit show? Like, not that I can remember recently.
No. Ever since the draft, SmackDown hasn't had one bad show, honestly.
Like god awful, where you just hated it. I can't remember that at all.
With that said, though, I do want to say SmackDown does something that Raw doesn't do, and that is tell a story.
What is that?
You know, they book in everything. They start out with something, and then it leads to something later on, and then this story plot is going to mean something in the future. So when James Ellsworth beats AJ Styles,
yep.
Okay, he beats him 3 times. Oh, he beat AJ Styles 3 times. Oh no, what's going to happen? Okay, it goes to his head, and then he ends up screwing Dean Ambrose over. Everything means something.
Yes.
And you know what happens when everything means something? Now you have to watch because you don't want to miss what could happen because you want to be a part of that story.
And remember, it's all part of the plan, as the Joker said. It's all part of the plan. See, when you have a plan, nobody panics. God, I love that movie.
I
had to do that reference. Had to throw in a Batman reference.
And Ultra Shadow in live chat said something really awesome. Why can't Raw be like its brother? I agree.
Seriously, wait a minute. Yeah, just copy what you're doing on Raw. It's the same company. Who gives a shit? It makes no sense.
And that's why it's happening, because it doesn't make any sense.
Sure. You're right. I've accepted that. I have. So,
how did SmackDown do in the ratings, though?
SmackDown this week, numbers went up. They went up to 2.652 million viewers. This is up from last week's 2.533 million. However, Raw once again won. It was 3.271 to 2.652. But it's going up. I just want to see it. What it went as high as 2.8 million a couple weeks ago. I want to see it make 3 million. It should. I don't know why it's not. Maybe people are still getting acclimated to it being on Tuesday nights because it is tough because it went from Fridays to Thursdays to Tuesdays. I mean, it's tough keeping up with it, you know?
It's hard. And it's still one of those things where, like you said, the draft has been around for like maybe 5-6 months right now. Fans are still getting acclimated, like you said, to it being on Tuesday. And the transition for SmackDown is kind of rough as it is because the draft fucked over SmackDown. Yeah, but they're making the best out of what they've gotten, which is commendable. And they're still the better show than Raw, by the way. But you have to think about this too. You have to think like a casual viewer, because me and you, Daniel, we're hardcore fans. You know, we appreciate the wrestling as an art. But fans who are watching just to watch, what big name do you know is on SmackDown right now besides John Cena and Randy Orton?
Yeah, that Cena, Orton, well, Styles, he's a big name, but
Styles is a big name, but in terms of like newer audiences and people that don't know about wrestling but know who you are, kind of audience, like there are people who don't watch wrestling who know who John Cena is.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but unless you watch wrestling, you don't know who AJ Styles is. Unfortunately, I hate that, but it's the truth.
It is.
And that is a problem. You put Goldberg and Brock Lesnar on SmackDown, you goddamn know. You know that show's going to kick Raw's ass because it has people that the fans will watch because they know who they are. Mm-hmm. SmackDown doesn't have that. Why? Because Raw doesn't want that. They want, WWE doesn't want that for SmackDown. They want that for Raw. Mm-hmm. When Raw is the least interesting show.
Alex, there's a question from my friend Robbie in the chat. I don't know if you wanted to answer it. He said, do you guys think 205 Live is hurting from going on before SmackDown Live? Do you think it should go on live before?
I do think 205 Live is being hurt going on after live because the crowd is exhausted. The crowd really doesn't. After you watch SmackDown, which is what you came to see, you're ready to go home. I'm good. Thank you. And then you gotta watch 205 Live, which, let's be real, it's getting better, but they still have some kinks to work out with that show.
Have you been watching it?
What was that?
Have you been watching it? Because I just can't.
I watched the first episode and then I stopped. Then I started getting back into it. It's gotten better because they're bringing in names like Tajiri and other people in the indies. Now they're incorporating people from the indie circuit into the show, which is smart. I like that. I like that they're bringing in people that we don't usually see on WWE TV. Kind of like what they did for SmackDown's Velocity. Remember Velocity back in the day?
It was before I started watching.
I see. So WWE Velocity was like I don't want to say it's an indie show, but it was a show that went on before SmackDown that they taped, but aired on Saturday, where it had people that didn't work for WWE come in and wrestle. That's where we saw John Cena versus Bryan Danielson.
Okay. I see.
So, and I think that's smart. I think they should do that more often. And I think it's working because that's when Tajiri came back. Akira Tozawa is coming back this week, I think.
Okay.
So,
cool.
I like that. And I think if you do that often, absolutely we'll tune into 205 Live more. But I do think they need to have it go on before SmackDown.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you or if you've heard this suggestion, but my ultimate idea to cut Raw back to 2 hours, it's staring them right in their faces. Have 205 Live from 8 to 9. Then from 9 to 11, Raw. 3 hours of content on your USA Network. They're happy. Raw's back to 2 hours. Questions? There it is. There's your
that works. I'm on board with that. That works.
Why can't they consider that? And the cruiserweights are on Raw anyway.
They don't know what they're doing.
I
Simple
know.
as that.
Common sense. Whatever. I know it's not going to happen, so I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, we can only hope that one day something happens to the people in charge and we get people with brains winning Raw. Triple H take over very soon, please.
Amen.
What's next on the list here, man?
We're going to talk about Goldberg. Goldberg's coming to Fastlane. And according to the Wrestling Observer, Goldberg is scheduled to be in some kind of main event match at Fastlane. Currently, there is no word on who his opponent may be. As noted earlier, Brock Lesnar is not scheduled for Fastlane. So
nice.
So who would you, because I already have in mind who I'd like to see. Who would you like to see Goldberg face at Fastlane?
Oh. See, I was getting ready to toss out Braun Strowman. Maybe not, because Goldberg would definitely kick Braun Strowman's ass.
I don't want to feed him to Goldberg. Like, Braun, no.
Well, you have to think about this. Whoever fights Goldberg is going to be fed to Goldberg. So, like, the only person I can think of outside of Strowman is Rusev.
Not Rusev.
I know. I'm so sick and tired of Rusev being the job guy for everybody.
He is. That's all. The legends returned, and they should all have.
I'm pretty sure he's okay with it because they're paying him money, but Jesus Christ. Can we
Rock, and then at Mania, and then with Goldberg, oddly enough. And then Shawn Michaels.
I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like when it comes to Rusev, I'm just so sick of them mistreating him and giving him bad segments and just poor booking because he's a great talent.
He should
Great
be
talent.
at a Universal Championship level by now. Can we agree
Absolutely.
with that? Yeah. Why not? We know why.
But it is one of those things, dude, where you look at Goldberg's situation and you kind of know whoever he's fighting is going to job to him. So it is what it is. I mean, I guess the right match would be Strowman and Goldberg. I just don't want to see Strowman versus Goldberg now because we know Strowman's going to be fed to him.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
You know,
I would like to think Lesnar interferes and costs Goldberg the match.
I think that's actually going to happen. Whoever he fights.
Oh, really?
I think even though it says, well, he's not scheduled, but that doesn't mean he can't make an appearance. Brock, you know?
Huh.
Then that puts further heat on their feud.
I like it.
And you want to know who I want to see Goldberg face at Fastlane? I don't know if you like this or not, but it's the other guy that uses the spear, Roman Reigns.
I knew you were going to say that. Fuck. See, in that case, I'm not going to lie, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I would like to see the match, especially at Fastlane.
Sure.
Simply because I don't know who the fuck is going to win.
You wouldn't. That's the thing. You really...
Would they go with Roman Reigns beating Goldberg because it's Roman fucking Reigns and nobody beats Roman Reigns? Or would they have Goldberg... Watch this. Would they have Goldberg fight Reigns for the championship, have Goldberg beat Reigns, win the championship, and have the feud with Goldberg and Lesnar for the championship?
I don't feel that needs the belt, though, because, again, long term...
Oh, no. You misunderstand me. It doesn't need the belt. I'm just going off of WWE logic.
Okay.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Then, if it's their logic, sure. I mean, that title's about as worthless as garbage anyways. So.
Right. Who gives a shit?
That is true.
The women's championship, both of them, Raw and SmackDown, the women's championships mean more than the Universal Championship.
The UK Championship, the Tag Team Championship.
Yep. US Championship, the WWE Championship, absolutely. It's not even close.
That's the
that belt is worthless. Now here's someone else. Why not Kevin Owens versus Goldberg?
See, but Owens needs to be badly rebuilt the way that he's been booked like shit, so would it really mean much to just feed him to him?
Yeah, that is true.
You know, don't even get me started on KO. Oh, my God. I mean, looks like we got Run Owens Run, like you said in that video a while back.
I hate it. It's stupid.
You knew, though. Deep down, I know you're like, they're not going to book him like Fight Owens fight. Why would they do that?
Because it makes sense. Fuck.
See? There's that theme again.
Everything that makes sense, WWE doesn't do. Well, okay. Everything that makes sense doesn't happen on Raw. There you go.
Boom. So we'll see what happens at Fastlane. Lame, whatever. I'm not a fan of that pay-per-view.
Nobody is.
So, I mean, has there ever been a good Fastlane? No.
So far, no.
Seriously, it's been another problem I have. You don't need a pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania. You don't. Why we have to, I don't know. But that's another issue for another day.
Yeah. Oh, what's next?
We got some good news. The Ayatollah of Rock and Roll, baby, Chris Jericho. He has signed his latest contract with WWE. And as noted, Jericho and his band Fozzy are currently recording a new album. Jericho noted that he has 3 Hollywood projects in the works. But looks like Y2J staying around for a while. Thank God. Thank the Lord.
I think that's great having him around. Honestly, Jericho can stay as long as he wants.
Please.
You know, I know people, especially people like, OTR Essential and others, are always saying someone like The Undertaker should retire very soon because he's so-and-so is ruining his career. And although I do agree Taker's time is kind of being stretched, it's one of those things where I respect Taker so much to where I honestly look, dude, if you want to stay as long as you want, fine. But God, man, just goddamn, like it's just, you gotta. I mean, Taker again. Going back to Taker and Cena, it's like God. Can we get this guy some programs with people that have not fought him yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you mentioned Balor and Taker. I want to see that. I want to see AJ and Taker. Fuck.
Ooh,
Come on now.
I know.
But Taker and Cena and Taker and Triple H and Taker and Lesnar is like, God, get some new fresh fuse in you, please. But with Chris Jericho, I have no complaints at all. Love the guy. He can stay as long as he wants. He can be 50, 56, 76. He's still doing it. If he's still good at it, stay as long as you want, man.
Could you imagine when he leaves, what will be left to watch on Raw? Oh, no. If Jericho left, what would Raw be?
See, Daniel's assuming I'll also be watching Raw when Jericho leaves. He's funny.
That's true. I should have known better. Silly
yeah,
me.
dude, we'll have to see. That's ridiculous. But good to know that he's staying.
Yes. Speaking of, I'm glad you brought up the word ridiculous. AJ Styles was reportedly robbed at this week's WWE live event.
I heard about this. This is ridiculous.
And this is in the same town where Orton had his problems. So apparently Jonesboro, Arkansas, if you're from there, no offense. What's going on there, people? AJ Styles was robbed during this past Monday night's live event at the convention center. This is interesting. According to the report, the thief stole $1,000, 7,000 in yen, an iPhone, a small screen TV, an Xbox 360, 6 Xbox 360 games, and a set of Beats headphones. The report noted their requests for more information to be released were denied by the Arkansas State University Police, as this case is still under investigation.
Hey, can I just stop real quick and say something? Because I feel sorry for AJ.
Yeah.
That sucks. That to me, to be robbed, period. I do not wish on anybody. I've been robbed before. It sucks. And look, just because you say, oh, you can buy a new one, trust me, it doesn't make the situation feel any better.
Nope.
I was told that one time when someone stole money out of my wallet in high school.
Ooh.
They're just like, oh, you'll get paid again. I'm like, no, you stole from me.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
It's the principle of the matter. You stole from me.
Exactly.
I'm upset at you. I want the money back. You know? And that's the case with AJ Styles, man. I feel sorry for him. I hate the fact that he got robbed, especially the stuff that they took, man. That's a lot of stuff they took. I hope they catch them. They should catch those bastards. I hope they catch those bastards, and I hope AJ puts them in the calf killer, or calf crusher, whatever you call it.
That's a lot of stuff. I'm still amazed, like the Beats and the 7,000 in yen, which I kind of found funny. He has 7,000 in
And
yen.
his portable Xbox 360.
Not the 360. Oh, God.
Now, I do want to say this. AJ, you need to upgrade to an Xbox One. Why the fuck are you carrying around an Xbox 360? I'm just saying. Come on, AJ. I know you got the money for an Xbox One.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
No, I'm just fucking around. But you know, that sucks. That sucks regardless.
It does, and I like you said, I hope he catches the bastard. Bastard will get having what he what's it called? Karma will rear its ugly head at this SOB. So
Yo,
get caught. Don't worry.
let's get Awesome Kong on them.
Yes, there you go. That's a good idea.
So I was just like, fuck. I had to play on them.
So,
Oh god, we're having a lot of fun on the podcast. Guys.
We
I
are.
hope you guys are having fun too.
yes. You ready for the next topic?
No, not this one.
Really?
Fuck.
Okay, we'll see.
No, let's just skip it. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
WWE is reportedly producing new designs for the IC and US Championship, according to
Fuck.
Dan, a reputable source for wrestling championship belt info. WWE is actively designing new IC and US championships. No other definitive information was given besides the titles are being made overseas, and that they will not be copies of the WWE logo like on the men's and women's championships. There is no information yet on when they will be introduced, but it was noted that WWE originally had been looking into creating a new IC championship last November. Dan has been responsible for several updates on the company, updating their titles, and including last year when WWE introduced the Fruit Roll-Up. The current design of the IC championship dates back to 88, similar one in 86, before being retired in 98, and reintroduced by Cody Rhodes in 2011. The WWE version of the U.S. Championship was introduced in 03. I don't know how I feel about this one.
I know how I feel. I think it's stupid. You don't need to. Those belts don't need new child designs. They don't. They're perfect as they are. They're good. Like,
yeah, I agree.
See, now, let me just sit here and say this, dude. It's one of those things you look at the situation and you go, why are you trying to fix something that's not broken? What are you doing?
Yep.
You know?
Probably
the,
for
the
money.
U.S. Championship, money. The U.S. Championship has a long, prestigious lineage to it. Why the fuck are we changing it to a new belt? Same thing goes with that IC championship. That's the old school IC championship. Why the fuck do you want to change that belt for? Stop trying to change shit that's not broken. It's stupid. And go ahead.
I mean, the US one, I wouldn't mind if they kind of gave it a little bit of an update, but the IC one, I completely agree with. I love it the way it is. Don't touch that one. But US, I wouldn't care. That's just me.
I guess, because that US belt hasn't gotten a lot of good booking anyways, but it still kills me. It still kills me that WWE is, first off, going on this whole tirade of getting new championship belts. And the championship belts they have, I'm sorry, the ones they currently have, the Universal Championship belt, even the Cruiserweight belt, I'm just
Yeah.
meh. I like the Women's Championship belt, but let's be real, it's the WWE Championship belt, but white. That's it. I'm sorry. That's exactly what it is. And I just don't like the fact that the championship designs have gotten lazy. They've gotten very poor, and the execution of it just doesn't work. And I'll be honest with you, Daniel, I'll have to throw myself into this. I am biased because I grew up during a time of the Winged Eagle.
Oh, you're so lucky. I'm so jealous of you. I really am.
And all the championships, not just that, but the big gold world championship belt from WCW. Even the ECW championship belt looked good. I miss the eras of the good championship designs. Look at the UK championship. Look at the UK tournament championship. It's glorious. It's amazing. I love it.
Glorious.
I just can't understand how we can have a belt like that and then have subpar belts like the Cruiserweight belt and the tag team championship belts and, you know, the Universal Championship belt, which is ugly as fuck.
Yeah, this UK, I'm looking at it right now. Beautiful. I love this.
I love it. It looks great. And so I hate the fact that we get championship designs simply because they haven't done a very good job with the current championship designs.
I mean, look at the Universal. Remember all of the different ideas of, oh, this might be what it looks like, that might be what it looks like, and they went with that red fruit roll-up piece of garbage. What did you think the crowd was going to react? And then Mick Foley's be like, oh, you know, it took away from the match. Well, maybe if you put more thought into this belt, which I could have done in 5 extra minutes, you know, obviously they didn't. It's just lazy. They're lazy. This is $1 million company, and that's the best you can come up with. Come on now.
And that's exactly why I had no faith in the new championship designs.
It's like, I don't want to complain about this belt, but I know you have the resources to obviously do better. You know?
You clearly want us to complain.
Yes. Absolutely. So, we'll see. We'll see what they do with the championship here. Anything else, Alex, you want to say before we move on to the next article here?
Please be a good championship design.
That's all. If it's fine, if it looks better, if you innovate upon it, sure, I'm all for, you know, doing that. But if it's getting worse, then what's the point in update? Shouldn't an update, you know, be better? Shouldn't make progress, not go the other way?
I like how we're signing after all of these reports.
And wait till we get to Raw. We're really we're gonna be crying, actually.
Thank you for joining us, by the way, guys. You guys are awesome.
This is great. I love it. I love having the audience. You know, live chat's going great. Just, it's awesome. It's glorious. All right. So we go on to the next article here. Little interesting story I wanted to throw in here. This is an update on WWE pulling UK talent from indie shows. It was revealed yesterday that there have been a number of talents from the European wrestling scene who are no longer able to appear on the certain independent events that are streaming online or on streaming platforms competing with the WWE network. This is due to them signing WWE deals to appear in the UK Championship Tournament. More talents continue to be pulled from live events. Continued today as WWE UK Tournament talents include Pete Dunne, Mark Andrews, Trent Seven, who were set to appear at a live working a Rest Hold podcast Q&A ahead of a WXW show in London next week. Organizers announced today that they need to be removed due to their WWE deals. PWI Insider is reporting that talents cannot appear on events that would be posted online on services such as Vimeo. In some cases, they are being moved to dark matches for promotions or finishing up altogether, as some promoters don't want to have their hands tied in how they can use talents with WWE restrictions. Mike Johnson of PWI further reports that the ripple effects of the new WWE deals are going to be felt. There are some in the UK scene upset about the situation. At the end of the day, talents were given a chance to work for WWE, and very few are going to turn that opportunity down. This opportunity, like with all contracts, came with certain restrictions. Fallout of those restrictions are certainly going to drive independent promoters nuts, especially when they have no grace period and previous plans have been made with advertising put in place. Alex, when I turn it over to you, do you mind if I just grab some tea from my throat and I'll be right back and you can carry away? Won't take me long, but give me your thoughts and I will be right back.
Yeah, man, you go ahead and get your tea. Guys, this is one of those situations where I have to just kind of go on a little rant. I just hate the fact that WWE has to handcuff, has to monopolize the wrestling business like this. I hate the fact that we have all these great talents coming for the UK tournament, and they make the tournament awesome. But then because they made some deals with WWE, they're not allowed to really do anything else other than work for WWE. And that is a problem that I think needs to change very soon, because I think it was Kenny Omega who talked about WWE trying to monopolize the wrestling business and how that's a problem. Because if you are hiring people just to hire them and they work here and there, but they're not really working to be what they are, to do what they studied their crafts in, it's going to be an issue. You know, people are going to get burnt out. They're going to get sick of their craft. They're going to get sick of the business. And eventually they're going to get tired. They're going to quit and they're going to leave. And what you've just done is hurt the business even more. And when I read this report about all these UK talents coming in and they're, being restricted from working in other promotions and doing interviews because of their WWE deals, I look at that and go, what the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with them working in other companies? Why do they only have to work with WWE? Like, seriously, they're not on the main roster. I don't get it. I hate it. I think it's dumb. It reminds me of what happened with Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. and why they didn't sign. This is exactly why Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi did not sign, because they wanted to be able to work freely. They knew as soon as they signed with WWE, they could not go work anywhere else that they wanted to. And that's why Kota loves his deal. He loves the fact that he can come into WWE and work here and there. Zack Sabre Jr. has completely said he's not going back to WWE as of right now, because he's trying to, get his career in order. He's trying to do everything he wants to do first before he dedicates himself to WWE. And I respect that. But this is exactly why Kota and Zack Sabre Jr. did not sign, because they knew as soon as they put the ink on the paper, they were slaves to WWE. And who's to say they would even be able to work the style that they want to work, or be able to work, period.
That's true.
So this makes me upset. This upsets me as much as the wrestlers do. It's not slavery, but it's close. It's pretty bad.
Independent contractors.
Thank you so much.
It's funny. I'm going to law school, so if I ever become something of a lawyer, not threatening, but that's something that could. I'm surprised nobody ever challenged that. I'm just saying.
They don't want to, because they want to work in WWE, because that's what they grew up watching when they were kids, and that's what they work. That's what they work so hard to do.
But they don't get health. It's kind of messed up. I mean, it isn't kind of. It is. I mean, if you really think about it.
But Daniel, think about this. You're a kid. The first match you see is a WWF match.
Yep.
You spend your entire life, busting your ass, dealing with the shit that you had to deal with in wrestling, breaking your bones, for that one day you can say, I made it to the WWE. Okay? You finally make it. And you realize at first that it's not what you thought it was. But like the first year or so, you're looking at it with rose-tinted glasses. I made it in WWE. I made it in WWE. So what do I have to worry about? I'm making money. So what do you have to worry about? That's what a lot of people in WWE are doing now. But what ends up happening after a long time, they get sick of it.
Their career goes nowhere.
The career is over. The career dies down. And that is what I see happening now. You got the people who are coming in. They're upset. They probably might even stay. They might not even stay. But you got those people who have rose-tinted glasses who are looking at things and going, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. Let's see where it goes. Within 5 or hopefully 5 years, by that point, they'll be like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm out of here. How many times have we seen that happen?
We've seen it a lot more lately. I mean, Barrett, who else? Cody Rhodes,
Damian Sandow,
CM Punk,
Adam Rose, Paige might be gone soon. Del Rio left. Del Rio left. Ryback.
Who else? Drew
McIntyre.
Thank you.
So many people.
Well, good for them. Then they can go, work somewhere else where they can actually have a chance of becoming something. And then you make WWE want you back, not the other way around. Then you have leverage. There's that word. Leverage. Goes a long way. Be like, no. This time it's going to be different.
We'll have to see, man.
We will. I mean, this goes right into that independent contractors, but if I go there, we could have a whole 20-hour-long discussion about how that's just, I don't think it's right. And I wish somebody would challenge them at that. I'd like to see what would happen if they would get challenged. It's just interesting that nobody ever had the balls to do that. Not saying I would, but, well, you never know.
Well, you have to get to a point where you have enough money to survive without WWE.
Yeah.
And you're able to stand up for yourself like Cody did.
Good for
Cody has saved up his money, so he's a millionaire, by the way. Cody Rhodes is a millionaire.
Good for him.
He saved up enough money to survive without WWE. So he was able to stand up for himself and go, look, I don't need this right now. I'm leaving.
Yep.
And I respect that. So when he does come back, they will show him more respect. And I think that is the whole point of what we're trying to say. Stand up for yourself. Be an independent contractor. Let them know that, look, I don't mind working for y'all, but I need certain things. And for me to express myself and be able to do my craft the right way, I have to do it this way. And if I can't do it this way, I'm not going to be here. Period.
That's it.
That's it. So next time Cody comes back, watch him get a push. Watch him get a push. And I hope people like Cesaro sees that and does the exact same thing. I'm telling you now, Daniel, if Cesaro does not get a championship shot this year, not championship run, I said shot.
Has he ever?
He needs to leave.
Think about it. Has he ever? Uh-oh.
No?
Okay.
He was in a tournament.
Yeah.
He never competed for the championship.
What about the Money in the Bank? That might have been the close. Was he even in that? I think he was in 2014. Oh, my memories. That might be it. If he was even in that.
He wasn't in that.
No, he wasn't. Okay.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it is. Anything else you want to say about this story?
Oh, wait.
He was.
Yeah, he did. Ultra Shadow just told me. Cesaro did get a shot at the Money in the Bank 2014.
All right.
Okay.
That was 3 years ago.
Okay. Well, that was 3 years ago. He needs another one.
Boy, we made progress.
Okay. So.
Well, before we get to that, there was actually something that I was going to add, and I completely forgot. And everybody was talking about it. Did you see the video on WWE's website with Kenny Omega's name in the title, asking Seth Rollins who he'd like to face in the Royal Rumble? Did you have a chance to watch it? Because I did. Then they pulled it. Whoa. What do you think about that?
I think WWE is just trying to sign Kenny Omega because he has a big name, and they just want to sign whoever has a big name.
Do you think, it's just weird. Why would you put that out and then you take it down? Like something, I know his contract isn't up until.
Well, the problem is, have you been keeping up with John Cena's Instagram, by the way?
He's been posting pictures of Omega, right?
Yeah.
Like what the?
WWE wants Kenny Omega. Let's just put it out there. They want to hire him. They want him to come work with them because he has taken the world by storm after having that amazing match with Okada.
Oh my God.
It was one of those things where WWE sees that this guy is money and they want to go after him because he's money. And I respect Kenny Omega for turning it down, or for at least saying, I don't want to do it right now, because that makes them want him more. when he actually does sign. Again, taking control of your own career.
Exactly.
And you know what? I hope he doesn't show up at the Royal Rumble. I don't want him to shine right now. They don't deserve Kenny Omega. They don't deserve him, dude.
Not on SmackDown?
I don't even want him on NXT. I don't want him in WWE, period.
Okay.
Not right now. Because he's doing amazing work outside of WWE.
He's making a name on his own.
And that's how it should be.
Sure.
And maybe one day he'll show up, but let him build a legacy outside WWE first. So just in case it doesn't work out in WWE, you still can't deny him as being one of the best wrestlers in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens there, but I just wanted to I knew there was something else I was forgetting to mention, so we'll see what happens at the Rumble, but I'm not getting my hopes up. So, yeah. With that, as you notice in titles that I have here, we're going to talk about mundane. Yeah, that's right. Mundane Night Raw. These are the talking points, sadly. Boy, what a show this was, Alex. I know you're so excited to talk about it. As you can tell, I am.
Let me do my best Michael Cole impression.
That should be my Raw review. That should be your Raw. Just yawn. That's it, guys.
Yeah.
What a show.
That's my best Michael Cole impression. Vince's Michael Cole.
Not like, I'm sorry. I love Braun Strowman. I love that every time.
Oh my God, the show.
What a show. I mean, it was so amazing. I didn't even bother to do a review. It was so amazing, I couldn't even finish watching it. That's how good it was. Fuck. Did you watch this? Because, Alex, it's scary. I just... For the past couple of weeks, I gave Raw a chance at the start of the new year. It's a new year. It's a new day. Each bootios, power and positivity. Let's give Raw a chance. And that show sucked. Then the week after that, I thought that show sucked. The week after that, here we go. This week's show. Sorry, I have not been able to finish an episode of Raw in almost 2 weeks.
It's sad that the show peaked in the first segment.
It did. That was it. Wow.
Yeah.
That was great. But
Lesnar went out there and killed people. What's not great about that? I mean, you can't go wrong with that. You know?
But it's not enough.
But that's the problem, though, man.
3 hours.
That's the problem. First off, 3 hours, like you said. But it's Lesnar. Like, the guy who did the exciting thing on the show is Lesnar. What is that doing to us? What does that condition to the fans? That conditions the fans is the thing you should watch anytime Lesnar is on, but fuck everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does. It's a problem.
It is a big problem. They can't, like you said a while back, they try, to find the formula to get these 3 hours. Well, actually, they do have a formula. It was on July 25th, 2016 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was there for the best freaking Raw of the year. So why can't you? Okay, it doesn't have to be like that episode completely, but that was a great blueprint. They could obviously utilize 3 hours effectively. And they didn't even have the cruiserweights at the time. So think about that. It shouldn't be that freaking hard.
You got to tell a story. There's got to be a long-term thread that goes throughout the show to keep you watching. Otherwise, it's just not.
Tell me. Sorry. Why did that Raw work? The Raw on July 25th. What was like you said, what was the narrative? Balor.
It
was his rise.
It was the rise of Finn Balor, and then he had an amazing debut.
Sure. Wow.
Establishing a new championship. Can I give you another Raw that worked for me?
Sure.
The Raw in Houston, where Kevin Owens won the Fatal 4-Way Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that Raw work? Because you spent the entire night building to it by giving each person in that Fatal 4-Way a segment and a promo, making it mean something, because what happened? Balor dropped the championship. So there was the whole who's going to be champion. And what happened in the main event? Triple H returned. We had him screw over Seth Rollins. Kevin Owens becomes the Universal Champion. Big pop. But we also kick off Rollins and Triple H for WrestleMania, which hasn't done anything since. But it was a good starting point.
It was
a really good episode of Raw in Houston, of all places. Come on now.
I know. But it's like there was that one, the July 25th. But since then, it's been that's about it, right? I mean, it's been
Maybe
meh.
you can name one more Raw
Maybe
somewhere
one
in there.
or two, but it's just been awful for the past month. Like, we haven't gotten a good episode in so long.
It's been awful for the past half year.
Longer, actually. You could go way back. I mean,
Oh my God, let's not go back that far.
2015, anyone?
But it bothers me that they know how bad this show is. But since it makes $173 million off the third hour.
No, the way that I loved how they worded that, even though that's not right. Not for that third hour. They made it seem like it was just for that hour, but it's actually 25 or 15. I'd like to put the actual numbers out there. What's so hard about that?
Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's so many issues with that, and I have so many questions about that. Like you said, you said it was for that third hour. I'm just like, so how much money did you make off of 2 hours of Raw compared to this amount? You talk about, we're making like this amount of money in total. Is it a year or is it an episode? Because I'm pretty sure it's a year, right? It's an annual thing. It's so many vague questions that weren't answered. Also, how does that explain the storytelling? How does that explain the lack of character development? How does that explain anything else going on with the show that you have that's terrible? That doesn't really explain anything. And I felt Heyman and JBL came off like stooges in that entire interview. They came off like bullies to Rosenberg. And I hated it. So how do you feel about it? Like, what did you think about the whole $173 million bullshit?
Frankly, all I heard out of that was, we're doing this because of the money, which I understand. But like, there was just a lot of contradictions in that. Like you said, put the actual statistics out there so we can break it down, like actually see what that third hour brings in. And then Heyman, pitching. Yeah, I know there are people, like we mentioned earlier, that are out there just to complain. But you know what? Look at somebody like, me. Just, I don't want to bitch about this show. I just praised the July 25th, 2016. I keep saying it. I'll keep saying it until I die. That was a great show. Raw was great that night. And I wanted to keep enjoying Raw. Something happened. Something bad happened. And then just to say that, all you do is want to bitch. No, all I want to do is sit down, watch this show for 3 hours. But I just can't. It's so bad. If it was a good show, then why would I be wanting to turn it off? I don't want to do that. I want to watch your show, but it's so bad that it makes me not want to watch.
Yeah. Why would we want to watch Titus O'Neil try to join a New Day? The fuck?
What else? The other thing that aggravated me, the cruiserweights. Oh, they take up a whole hour. Bullshit. Bullshit. One more time. Bullshit. No, they don't. Now, ideally, the cruiserweights should really, if it's a 3-hour show that gives the cruiserweights enough time, that was my hope. The cruiserweights are coming. We're going to have 2 to 3 matches, storyline development, utilize that extra hour. That's really what it should all be about. But it hasn't. It honestly it hasn't. That pissed me off. What else? What else did they say in that interview? Oh, here's the big thing. Your fan base keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Your numbers keep going down, down, down. Less and less people are excited about this show. Mainly Raw, because Raw is the flagship. That's how you position it. And just to kind of insult your fans who are really loyal to you.
And Heyman was the one doing it.
Like, well, what if we do go away? Then who do you have? Casuals, they're done.
You know goddamn well that the majority of the people who have the network are hardcore fans, right?
Yep.
And that's what it is. Here's what I actually said in my video when I did a video on this too. I said, okay, you're saying that you need this third hour. Is there any way we can compensate for the loss of this money? Like, how much money would you lose if you took away a third hour? And if you lost that much money, could you make it back in other avenues? Because here's my thing. Raw goes back to 2 hours. The quality of the show improves. That's easier on the writers. That way, guess what happens when the quality improves? Oh, people get more invested in the wrestlers, which means merchandise sales go up.
Wait a minute.
Live events go up. Oh. And watch this, Daniel. Network subscriptions go up.
What?
You make more money in other avenues, and you make up for the lack of a third hour of Raw.
But this all makes sense. That's why they won't do it.
Oh, fuck!
Of course. That's it. That's it.
Ah,
right. What are you
I'm
talking
so close.
about? What are you talking about?
My bad.
Right.
My bad.
You're right. You know, yeah, you're going to lose in the short term, but in the long term, you'd make it back and then some. Boom. Seriously.
Someone needs to stand up to Vince. Someone has got to stand up to him and go, look,
It ain't
I
working.
understand you'll lose money from this third hour, but if you do this, you will make it back and then some in other avenues. I promise you. They can basically make it all back with 1 million more subscription numbers.
Hell yeah.
No, they only have like 1,500,000 people subscribed. That is nowhere close to the people who watch Raw every week.
No, it ain't. They ain't even sniffing it.
Yeah. Now, if you get 3 million, you've already, dude, right there,
Boom.
they've already got all the money back.
Yep.
So it really just comes down to, are you willing to take the loss?
I don't know why they wouldn't be.
Because it makes sense.
See? And I don't know if you ask around like the other people that used to watch or have been tuned out of it. Everybody I ask, is this show too long? Yes. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. It's too long. I can't do it anymore. Funny, I find a reoccurring theme amongst all the people that I'm asking, just saying, oh, but you know, it's minority. 3 hour Raws are great. Everybody loves it. Not the people I'm talking to. And it's drove some people away. They can't do it anymore.
And I don't blame them.
And I'm getting close to just, why watch this show? Nothing happens.
Give me a reason to not watch Raw anymore, and I will do it.
It's so tempting. It's
like, seriously. If I get to a point on my YouTube channel where SmackDown reviews are getting more views than Raw, and nobody's watching Raw, oh, best believe I'm not checking out that show anymore. Give me a reason.
Time. Why waste your time?
Please give me a reason to not watch Raw.
I know.
All right, but let's talk about what else is on this fucking show.
What else happened? I forgot. Oh, Anderson and Gallows. I thought that was a good match between Cesaro and Sheamus and them.
Oh, see, can I?
You didn't. Oh, although you good.
See, and Daniel, can I just say something about this match? This is something that really fucking buzzed the shit out of me. Who are the baby faces in this match?
Yeah, I know that. I was gonna say.
It felt like the heels got screwed over. No, I take that back. The heels did get screwed over in this match.
Okay.
Because when the referee got knocked out, what happened? An official came in and finished the match up. They should be the champions.
Right.
And then the referee was a dick and reversed it. I'm just like, no, they're the champions.
Yeah, I thought they won it. And then I'm like, no? Okay. Who am I supposed to cheer?
What happened is you just made me feel sorry for the fucking heel. You idiots.
You stupid.
You stupid idiots. Chris Jericho style. You stupid idiot. Who writes this shit? I'm sorry. I get so frustrated. I get so frustrated at this stuff, and it bothers me. Like, the smallest things just send me off. It's like, I'll be real with you. So, remember when Sasha got attacked by Nia Jax?
Yeah.
You know, I went on a Twitter rant about that. That was just like, why is Sasha Banks doing rehab on her leg when she was wrestling last week? Now, I say that remembering that she had a match against Charlotte and Nia Jax, and she re-injured her leg in that match. So I forgot all about that because I didn't watch the match. But, you know, I'm just making this point to say the smallest things tend to send me into a fit of just like, what the fuck are you doing? Because I come to expect WWE to fuck it up nowadays. You know, even the smallest stuff just irritates me about this show. We're just getting to a point where me and Raw just don't mix anymore. I'm just like, God damn it. And it's stuff like this that really just sends me over the edge. Why the fuck are you trying to make me feel sorry for the heels? What the fuck is wrong with you?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Seriously,
oh my God.
Rename the show. Makes no sense.
Let's rename it Raw is Dead. How about that? Hashtag Raw is Dead.
I love that hashtag. It is. It's on life support. We need a revival.
We need the revival. on SmackDown. Now,
thank you. There you go. I knew you were going to say that. Thank God. Do not put them on Raw. Avoid Raw. Do you want to talk about this next? Anything else you want to say about Anderson and Gallows?
Not really. Let's just move on.
It was stupid. What'd you feel about this promo between Bayley and Charlotte? To me, there were little hints in there that were good, but again, you notice what I have here. It was overly freaking scripted.
And that is my biggest fucking issue. It felt like they were reading lines.
Yep.
Charlotte and Bayley, in my personal opinion, are both good enough to carry a promo by themselves.
Yep.
All you have to do, like on NXT, bullet points. You're out here to talk about Bayley and the fact that she was a fan, and you're gonna mock her for writing poems and being average. And it's easy. Like Charlotte could have rocked that. Because Charlotte isn't average. In her mind, she isn't average. I'm the daughter of Ric Flair. A legacy, a lineage. Mm-hmm. Genetically superior. She could have ate that shit up and got some heat for it. But no, she has to read lines word for word. And then people give her shit for delivery. I'm like, shut up. Just shut up. That's not the point. She shouldn't be delivering anybody's fucking script. She should be delivering her own fucking shit because it's supposed to feel organic. And then Bayley's stuff was even worse because I'm just this doesn't like Bayley at all.
What was that? Roses or violets?
I'm just like, that's something Bayley does not say. Do y'all even know who Bayley is?
No, they don't. Because they have
an idea of what you want Bayley to be, but that's not Bayley, and Bayley will not get over as that person, as that character. So no, I hated the segment. I thought it was awful. Overly scripted. I completely agree with you.
It's a shame. Charlotte versus Bayley for the women's championship. That should be something easy. It should be easy to book that. Well, how many times have they fought? That's another problem. They fought
one time. Only once on NXT, but you mean on the main roster?
On Raw, they fought like 4 times already.
Oh, it's 5 times.
Oh my God, why? And you expect me to? I think it'll be a good match, but why would you do that 5 times in a row?
Why would they do Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns 5 times? Why would you do Chris Jericho and Roman Reigns 5 times? Why would you do Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens multiple times in a row? Because they're fucking stupid.
Oh, by the way, you'll like this. I don't know if you think of this. The show with the limited roster has more fresher matchups than the show with the larger roster.
That's just depressing.
That's funny, actually. My friend brought that up to me. I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way. How the hell? Oh, my God. It's so bad. It's the same. Eat, sleep, book the same matches, repeat. It's like there's no, put some cruiserweights in, mix it up, Why? Have Cesaro versus this guy, or have the tag team, like the New Day. You're doing shit with them. Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about the New Day.
I already mentioned it. The stuff they're doing with Titus O'Neil is stupid. Ever since they lost the tag team championships, they have been directionless.
Seriously, nothing. There's, what I would do? I would do hints of a breakup, hint at it. Maybe have them miscommunicate in some tag matches, create the intrigue that they're about to implode. Then we get to the Royal Rumble. Let's see if New Day implodes. That's it. That's all you have to do between now.
It's funny, Daniel, that we can come up with better stories than Raw can. Isn't that sad? That's the saddest thing of this entire conversation.
And everything's okay. You're just bitching. The show's fine. Blah, blah, blah. 173.
You know what? I look at them and go, well, if that's what you honestly believe, good, but you're not me, so fuck you. I'm going to keep bitching. It's like...
Go ahead, JBL, block me.
Block me, JBL. Come on. Yeah, he already blocked me. So
I haven't been blocked yet, but...
you will be.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. You just wait.
Oh, boy.
He's blocked everybody else, so you're next.
Yes. Where are we? Because
Kevin Owens looks strong at the end of Raw.
I tuned out by this point. So you'll tell me what the match. What was it? A 6-man?
Honestly, I didn't even watch the 6-man.
Okay.
I was on Twitter. It was in the background. I didn't watch it. I tuned back in when Strowman beat Sami Zayn, and then I watched Kevin Owens put Roman Reigns through a table.
Wow, he looks strong. That's good. You're champion.
Yeah, for fucking God's sake, about time.
Don't worry, they'll mess it up this week.
Oh no, he's losing that championship at Royal Rumble. I've already just kind of accepted.
I actually want that to happen just because he's been booked like shit ever since he's won that title. Just get it off him. I don't even care if Reigns wins. Whatever. You know, just get it over with. Who cares?
Honestly,
it's a worthless title anyway.
Nobody gives a crap about it. You're right about that.
That's my bathroom break. Oh, God.
Everybody's bathroom break, Daniels. Everybody's bathroom break.
Seriously, I didn't care at Roadblock, which I was there for, and then I thought, okay, we're gonna go to Jericho Owens next, right? No, we're gonna continue with the Shark Cage, and who cares? I mean, the Shark Cage is what I'm really looking forward to. I'm just gonna watch Jericho and listen to the gift of Jericho.
That's it.
That's all I care about. I don't care about Reigns. I don't even care about Owens.
If Jericho was not involved in this feud, or not involved at all.
Oh, my God.
Oh, fuck me.
Whew.
It would have been awful. Unbearably bad.
I still can't believe they're going. Like, it should have ended at Roadblock. I thought one and done. Fine. I can deal with that. Nope. Remember that announcement the night at? Like, that was I don't remember a more flat announcement for a title match at a pay-per-view. Like, I could give two fucks.
Yeah.
And then Foley
I remember when it happened. I was just like, wow.
You're really
Are you fucking kidding me right now? And the fact that Mick Foley was the one to make the announcement didn't help me either. I'm just
here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it was in a terrible promo, by the way. Oh, my God.
Make the script a Hall of Famer.
I gotta get off the show, dude. This show is awful. Let's talk about a good show. Raw sucked, as always, guys.
What else is new? You're right. We've said enough that we need to say about this show. Boy, was SmackDown a breath of fresh air. I cannot say it enough. Another good show. I love it. It has purpose.
Yeah.
Boom.
It actually gave us direction following Royal Rumble, because the first segment we had was Shane McMahon announcing we're going to have an Elimination Championship, or excuse me, Elimination Chamber pay-per-view after Royal Rumble. Woo. Sweet. Something to look forward to after Rumble. Makes the shows interesting.
All right. Qualifiers. There's a number of different scenarios. Who's going to be champion coming out of the Rumble? Where are we going with this? I like it. I like that a lot.
You know, it makes you want to watch to see what happens. That's the whole point of a show.
The hook.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So that was great.
I honestly don't know who is gonna be in the chamber, but because of this, I don't think a SmackDown guy is winning the Rumble, which is fine. Right. I didn't think that before. I always thought a Raw guy was gonna win.
Sure,
but yeah, I don't care. I still think this is gonna be a great show. I look forward to seeing who's in the chamber match.
Do you think they could do a women's elimination chamber?
Ooh,
or is that going too far? I think the women could do it.
No. Hold on. Don't say it's going too far. I think it will happen one day. I don't think it's happening this year, though.
Not this year. Okay.
Yeah. But it will happen one day. Absolutely.
I think they could kick ass. I mean, with the roster they have now, I mean, you throw Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, Becky, Natalya, Nikki, Carmella, you throw them all in there, or even Naomi interspersed.
You can replace Naomi with somebody. Yeah, it can work.
Man, I think they have a damn good chamber. I mean, they've done Steel Cage, you've done Hell in a Cell. I feel like it's next on the list.
Yeah, and I would hope they don't praise it as the very first Elimination Chamber match in women wrestling history. Just shut up. Let them
go out there.
Let them go out there.
You know?
And if it's good, then we'll praise it. So shut up.
Exactly.
Thank you. Speaking of women, we had an awesome Raw with Nikki and Natalya.
I've been enjoying this feud. Yeah. Wow, look at that. It's simple. It's really, reinvigorated Natalya. She's got some fire in her. I've been more behind Nikki ever since, they've just really eased back on her push and just naturally, allowed you to like her. I enjoyed her feud with Carmella. It had its moments, and now the stuff with Natalya is going well. Excuse me. But yeah, I thought it was good.
And I can't believe I'm saying this as someone who did not like Nikki Bella for the longest time. I actually like her on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell me all you want that her microphone skills suck, and they do. But the way she's being booked and presented on SmackDown makes her a lot more easier to digest and get into. And I love Natalya in this heel. I've always thought Natalya was kind of bland for a while now.
Sure.
On Raw and just in general on WWE. But, you know, ever since this whole storyline came about where she attacked Nikki and then the reasons behind it, because it makes sense. You know, the fact that Nikki is getting over because of her looks, which she is. She is. And because she's dating John Cena, which she is. It's true.
It all's true.
It's all true. You know, I love that. And I love that Natalya lost her fucking mind over Bret Hart taking a picture with Nikki Bella.
That was great.
I was just like... it makes sense though, because it's just like, how can you take a picture with her of all people? Really, Brett?
Sure.
Really? I get it. It makes sense. And I love that she's just completely trying to make her life a living hell. And I love the bras. I hope they go all the way with it. Let's take this to, I don't know, street fight levels. Let's just go all the way with it.
You could. And I like how they haven't had a match yet. That's another thing. See? You know, they haven't done the match 5 times and then expect you to care if they go on pay-per-view.
So when they do the match, guess what? You're going to want to see it and what? Pay money to see it.
Sure. What a concept.
Fuck Raw.
Woo. This is great.
And
from anything else you want to say before we go on to the implosion of the family?
No, let's go on to the implosion.
The Wyatts, are they imploding? It looks like I love the way that they've been building this up. The match with Ambrose and Orton, thought it was okay, but it really was about telling a story. With the interference from Luke Harper, continues to do that, rear its ugly head at Randy Orton. You know, Orton trying to, you know, fight Harper. You know, they've been down each other's throats, and now they're going to have a one-on-one match next week. It'll be really interesting to see where they go. Is Orton going to show his true colors, or... I just love it. There's a number of different scenarios that you can go with this.
But can I say this too? Have you been watching how the crowd has been reacting to Luke Harper and Randy Orton?
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, every single time those guys get ready to explode, the crowd goes crazy. Like, fight, fight, fight. Come on. You know, they're ready to see them collide. And how many matches has Randy Orton and Luke Harper had?
0.
0. They've never wrestled before. And the first time they're going to wrestle is for a storyline purpose. Bray Wyatt putting together next week to tell them to say, look, we need to clear the air because we're having a lot of dissension. And right now, my brothers need to fight it out to see who the better man is. And you know where, oh my God, I can't wait to see where this goes, dude. I'm looking forward to the story. They're telling the story very well. We all know Randy Orton will eventually show his true colors and turn on Bray Wyatt. We know that's coming. But the way they're telling the story has me hooked. I like it. It's good.
Like you said, the story has multiple avenues that it could go. One avenue that I would like to see, and several in the live chat, what would you think of a Harper-Orton like heel turn alliance, and we get the long-awaited Bray Wyatt babyface turn?
Wow. So we're flipping the script on this one.
Yeah,
so
we are.
Randy Orton takes the family away from Wyatt.
Yep.
We turn Bray Wyatt face.
Yep.
Ooh. That's not a bad idea.
Because I feel like Bray Wyatt as a babyface, there's so much potential. I see money in that. I really do. I really do.
Oh my God. It's so stupid. It's so stupid how Raw can't do this.
I know. It's the same company. It's like, is it? When you watch these shows? Doesn't look like it to me.
All right. What's next?
King's Court. With Dolph
Ziggler. Oh, shit.
Attitude. Wow. I mean, this was...
I got to do this. There you go. Yes. That was wonderful. I love, first off, that we did the King's Court talk show in Memphis. I thought that was a great touch. Great use of King, by the way. I love that we tied in something real. You know, Jerry King Lawler having a heart attack. And then the idea that Ziggler started it because of his 10 elbows. And we're using that to play into the kayfabe sense of Dolph Ziggler's dark turn. And the fact that he's not being the same cocky, arrogant heel that he was in 2011 and being something different, you know, he's going down a different kind of dark hill. It's like a really dark, sinister heel turn. I like it. I like it. It's cool.
Somebody called him Dolph Vader.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Nice.
That would be great. What if he actually did?
But don't think about this. I like that the segment started off with Ziggler not saying anything, like he did last week. Last week he was asked the same question. I'm not going to say anything. I don't have to explain myself to you. I like that, and it didn't really answer the questions in this segment either. You know, notice that he didn't answer any questions. He just talked, but he didn't answer any questions. But Jerry King Lawler tried to get it out of him, tried to pry him, and tried to goad him into revealing why he has a new attitude and why he's doing what he does. And then Ziggler did the whole, well, Lawler, if you continue to talk, I'm gonna do to you what I did to you in 2012. You give him another heart attack. And you know, Lawler responds by saying, how does it feel to know that you will always be a loser? And then Ziggler super kicks him in the heart.
He did. And that wasn't even the funny part was JBL fell.
Oh, and JBL tripping over the wires, getting hit to the ring.
That was so stupid.
Oh my god, what a klutz. But no.
Yeah.
And then you see Ziggler on the stage and Jerry King Lawler yelling at him, Ziggler, face me like a man. And you see this picture of Ziggler smiling. Like he was proud of what he did and then walking away.
Yeah, he did. What a
prick. My god.
I got me. Because what did it put on him? Actual heat.
And he liked it. Dude.
Yeah, he did.
They can do something with the Ziggler. They can do something with this new dark Ziggler.
He's broken. He's a broken man.
He's broken Dolph Ziggler.
Delete Raw. Delete it all.
Delete Raw.
That would be great. Nobody would care though. Ooh.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I got to give it a chance. I say that every time I turn it on. But this is SmackDown. This is the A show. We're not talking about that other show. But wow. I loved it. I really did.
But anything then we closed off with some. Oh no, nothing else, dude. Nothing else to say about it. But we closed off with something a lot more awesome, though.
Steel cage match. Bliss, Lynch, solid work. I really liked it. That was a solid steel cage match. But it
was a very well worked steel cage match with a really good story behind it too.
The twist. Mickie James is back, people. You know it. She was La Luchador. I predicted that. That was she was one of my predictions. Not my initial one, but I think we all kind of knew in the end it would be Mickie James, and it was great.
And it's not just Mickie James; it's crazy Mickie James.
Yes, the best.
I've missed crazy Mickie for a long time. I'm glad she's back. Now you have to ask a question, and see, I love that this match left us with questions to be answered in upcoming shows, which again is what you want to leave the audience doing. You want to give them questions so they want to watch the episode's upcoming shows.
Thank you.
Give them a little bit so they want more. Why is Mickie with Alexa Bliss? Why did she screw over Becky Lynch? What's going to happen with these girls? Is Becky Lynch going to want to go after Mickie James now? Is this it for Becky Lynch? Is she going to be done with the Women's Championship? So many questions started simply by Mickie James showing up. I want to see more of this, and it adds more to Alexa Bliss as a champion too. Yeah, everybody came out great in this. The only nitpick I have about this, and I have to, I'm the kind of person that gives all the praise to SmackDown and shits on Raw. I am like Daniel. If Raw is good, I want to praise it. But if SmackDown does something bad like Raw does, I'm gonna nail them for it.
Sure.
My only nitpick about this entire segment was the fact that Mickie James got no reaction.
Yeah, that was that crowd. Blah.
That is the only thing I didn't like. I thought that return should have gotten the biggest, oh my God, it's Mickie James. But the crowd's like, oh, it's Mickie James. A
lot of kids.
But more so, who's that? That's why it was more so. It's like, who the fuck is that? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, that was a letdown. That definitely was.
Because you have to remember, Mickie James left in 2010, so she hasn't been here in 7 years.
You're right. So I think the lack of familiarity amongst newer fans, and a lot of those younger kids obviously are in attendance at a SmackDown taping or, Raw or whatever. So, you know what? And it was Memphis. I mean, Memphis is a hotbed for wrestling. It was. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, it is what it is.
Still a great show.
Oh, yeah. I love this show. And I can't wait for next week's. I can't believe it. It's the go home to the Royal Rumble is almost here. I can't believe it. Wow, is this month going fast?
Yeah, so we got the NXT TakeOver San Antonio on Saturday.
Yes.
We got a 4-hour Royal Rumble event.
How do you feel about that being 4?
I hate anything that's above 3 hours. It doesn't need to be 4, 5, or 6 hours. I'm looking at you, WrestleMania.
Uh-oh.
Fuck. 6 hours, dude, for WrestleMania.
Can you imagine being there for that?
And then showing up a Raw. Think about this. I feel sorry for the fans that went to the NXT TakeOver Dallas.
Yep.
And then WrestleMania for 6 hours. And then Raw for 3 hours the very next day. How did you do it? How did you do it?
Oh, man. It's crazy. That's a testament.
But I'll tell you what, man. Wrestling in 2017 has a lot going for it. Despite Raw sucking, there's a lot of good things happening outside of WWE. Lucha Underground's doing awesome. NXT's about to, NXT is still in the rebuilding stages. I know that.
That's okay.
But I look forward to seeing what they do for NXT TakeOver San Antonio. You got PWG getting ready to do some things. New Japan Pro Wrestling is getting ready to go global. That's a great thing. That means more events and more English commentary. There's a lot of good things happening. So wrestling itself in 2017 is doing good.
It is.
Unfortunately, the flagship show, Raw, continues to suck.
It does. It's the same show every week. I mean, we could just go on. Nothing has changed about it.
But I will say this, Daniel.
Yep.
We will be here for you guys in 2017, live on YouTube.
Absolutely.
To talk about it. So please subscribe to Daniel.
Thank you.
Because he is one of the best, I won't say one of the greatest YouTubers on here, because that's, I don't want to, again, setting the standards too high for you. I'm not going to do that. Okay. What I am going to say is he is someone that knows his stuff about wrestling, and he is going to tell it like it is. And I think you guys should definitely subscribe to him.
I appreciate that.
See, unlike Raw, who is that Daniel is the greatest YouTuber in all of YouTube, I am just going to tell you that Daniel is a knowledgeable wrestling fan that deserves your subscription. How about that?
Thank you.
All right, dude. How you want to cut this out? How you want to end this?
I mean, anything else you want to add? Anything you think I'm going to miss? Late breaking news? I don't know. Anything else?
Oh, man. I thank you for having me on the podcast, really.
Not a problem. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime. I really like doing these, and I like to do these on a consistent basis now heading into the new year. So if you ever want to come back on, you're certainly welcome to. Yeah, man. Hey,
guys, subscribe. Check it out. And as always, check me out on my channel.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of things coming this upcoming week. That includes a Royal Rumble prediction video, and then the very next weekend, NXT TakeOver San Antonio review and the Royal Rumble review.
This week's gonna go by so fast. I'm telling you, it's just gonna fly by, and I love it. It's gonna be a fun week. I'm really looking forward to the Royal Rumble. I really am. Yeah, man. Hey, thank you for having me on here, Daniel. Not a problem. And everybody out there, thank you for tuning in to episode 8 of the Giza Wrestling Report. Remember to click the Dalyxman's like and subscribe button, my like and subscribe button as well, Daniel Giza here on YouTube. So for all your latest content coming soon to this channel, real quick, I wanted to give you an update on what I'm going to be doing this week for my channel. Let's see what we got. Tuesday, I will definitely be doing, actually, I won't be. I will be doing a SmackDown review sometime this week. Won't be able to watch it live, but it is coming. We also got the final review for NXT. Hopefully get that up there. I will also be doing this has been a video that I should have done years ago. It's going to be a day in a life highlighting my journey to the 2014 Royal Rumble. So I want to get all that out there. And then, of course, NXT TakeOver San Antonio. Should have a live review for you on the 28th. And then my live Royal Rumble review on January 29th, breaking down the 30-man Royal Rumble. It should be good. So that is it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for putting up with my terrible voice. Apologize, I'm getting over this cold. And that is it. You all have a safe, great day, and have a great week, too. See you guys.
This is Daniel and your boy Dalyxman signing off. Peace.